Ich glaube, so könnte es was werden. Hallo an alle Leute, die sich das später anschauen und meine Worte hier hören. So, ich hoffe, das klappt. Wir werden gleich sehen, wenn hier Leute reinkommen. Ich habe jetzt schon unglaublich viel gesprochen. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie lange ich heute durchhalte. Wir gucken. Welche Menschen hier reinrennen. Doch, ich glaube, so ist ganz gut. Ja, gucken wir mal. Ob hier irgendjemand sich testen will. Hallo an alle Leute, die hier jetzt gerade eintrudeln und mir vielleicht sagen können, ob Sound und Bild gut ist. Wir werden es gleich sehen. Mir für meine Stimme recht am Ende. Ich hoffe, das wird mir heute nicht zum Verhängnis. Hallo, vielen Dank, dass du mir das Feedback gibst. Bild, Ton gut? Ja, das ist gut. Ich kann noch ein bisschen weiter nach unten, glaube. Wenn ich mich zurücktrete, ist das, glaube ich, ein guter Bildausschnitt. So, wir gucken. Ach so, da unten, das sollte man vielleicht nicht so gleich sehen. So. Ja, ich bin am Überlegen, ob das Schild gut ist oder ob ich mir nochmal ein neues designe. Ich glaube, besser geht immer. Und ich glaube, ich muss weniger rumzappeln, damit die Leute auch die Möglichkeit haben, das Schild zu lesen. Okay, und heute habe ich auf jeden Fall mein Haarproblem gefixt. Einfach eine Mütze aufgesetzt. Einfach gecheatet. So, trotzdem fliegen sie mir ins Gesicht. So, mal gucken, was es heute wird. Wie viele Leute wir heute hier rankriegen, ob irgendjemand seine Werte testen will und ob wir heute Leute vegan bekommen können. Ich hatte heute schon ein Interview und habe sehr, sehr viel geredet und meine Stimmbänder sind am Abkacken. Und morgen ist auch nochmal hier große Aktion, also ja, gucken wir mal, wie lange ich das durchhalte mit dem Sprechen. Heute ist auf jeden Fall hier echt eine Menge los. Raffaela und Tobi kommen auch gleich noch, sollten glaube ich schon hier sein. Gucken wir mal, wann die auftauchen. Vielleicht ist auch was dazwischen gekommen, man weiß ja nie. Ich war auch kurz davor. Ja, es ist fucking kalt hier. Es sieht nicht so aus, mir zieht es in den Nacken rein, weil ich keinen Schal mitgenommen habe. Ja, ich hätte mir einfach so ein Tuch noch umbinden müssen. Jetzt zieht mir das hier in mein Jäckchen rein. So. Vielleicht ist es auch sehr intimidating für Leute, wenn ich hier mit dem Mikrofon stehe. Aber am Ende bleiben ja immer irgendwelche Leute stehen, ne? Also von daher. Schauen wir mal. Ich habe mir jetzt auch nichts Warmes mitgenommen. Ich habe heute auch noch nicht viel gegessen, weil ich so schlau bin. Ja, das ist das Problem, wenn man morgens Hunger hat. Und wenn man morgens keinen Hunger hat. Wollt ihr eure Werte testen? It's for free. Test your values.
Is that going to be on Instagram or somewhere?
On YouTube, but you can be outside of the frame. It's about your values.
I'll do it.
Yeah? Okay, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to do it too.
Okay?
We'll do it in English. Yeah, we'll do it in English.
Yeah, okay. So you're live on YouTube now. Hello, YouTube. Okay, so I turn this around. And oh my god, the wind. I'm sorry. I just started and I got to handle this somehow today. Okay, so do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
It depends. I mean, I don't think they should oppress them by any means.
Okay, what about you?
I would say no. Not in a racist way.
Exactly. So I mean, in a bad discriminative way. Should they do it?
You know what?
When you discriminate someone?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
No.
I agree. Okay, but what if someone is physically stronger than you? Should they have the right to oppress you because of that?
No.
I agree. But what if someone is more intelligent than you? Would that be a good reason to oppress, to discriminate someone else?
That one depends, because IQ-wise doesn't mean that you're more intelligent, but if you know more research about something, then
Yeah, but is it a good reason to oppress someone?
no.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good reason to help someone, right? To
Yeah.
help someone out, but who's at your mercy, but not to discriminate.
No, not to discriminate.
Okay.
Discrimination aspect, absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree. But what if someone is not speaking your language? Is that a good reason?
No.
What if someone has a different skin color than you?
No.
Different gender?
No.
What if someone has a lot of hair on their arm? Is that a good reason to discriminate them?
No.
What if someone has pointy ears? We get to the point. But what if someone has pointed ears? Is that a good reason to discriminate someone?
No.
Okay. But what if you would have a benefit due to the system that you're both in when you oppress and discriminate someone else? Is that a good reason to do it?
Reword it.
For example, white people had a benefit if they would enslave a black person back then. Was it a good reason to do so?
No, there's also white slaves.
Yeah, of course, but that's
Yeah.
like the transatlantic slave trade
Yeah.
is the go-to example.
Yeah,
but
no,
it was
absolutely not. They shouldn't. They
Yeah.
shouldn't oppress them in that sense.
Yeah, okay, so let me sum this up. Oppression, discrimination, and also exploitation, bad stuff. We should not do this to others. And we should not discriminate others based on traits that they are born with, right?
Born with, absolutely not.
Yeah. So discriminating based on DNA also sucks, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. But now here comes a hard question, and I want you to please watch your emotions, okay? Because this could be tricky.
Okay.
What about the other animals that we oppress and exploit? Should we do that?
Animals.
So which animals are we talking about?
All animals that are not human.
Like in reference to like animal testing.
Everything. We exploit other animals for food, clothing, entertainment, testing, the pet industry, transport, and so on and so on. Is that fair to do so?
This is not real. I just want to say this. This is not
What?
real for.
Yeah, I saw that. I can see it by now. It's fine.
I don't want to get hate on YouTube.
It's fine. You won't.
No.
If so, I get the hate most of the time. So there we go.
No, I think it depends on each person, but no. I mean, you shouldn't do it purposefully in the sense of, like, I'm not going to go kill an animal to
Yeah.
benefit from it, but at the same time, there are certain animals that are raised for it, so I'll go buy a steak, but I wouldn't kill it myself. So morally, it's a tricky question to answer.
Okay. Would you say that bringing someone to life to exploit them and to kill them is a fair deal?
I would say it's not a fair deal, but I would also say those. So most of them are bred. Like those animals are bred, so they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be physically here.
Yeah, I mean, we had the same thing. I was really diving into that in the transatlantic slave trade. We also used slaves to breed other slaves, so we have more workforce. And they were bred purposefully to be a slave, so was that a fair deal?
No.
Not at all.
Of course not.
No.
Of course not. So you see where I'm heading.
Yeah.
Okay, so now here comes an even harder question. And please watch your emotions even further, okay? You're doing great so far, by the way. How many more animals should be exploited and killed on your behalf from now on? What do you wish for? If you could make a wish and it would just happen, how many? Name a number.
If I could make a wish, I wish it could be like zero.
Absolutely. And now here comes the best part of it. What I just proven to you is that we have the same values. The only difference is, until now, that you were acting in a different way. You were not acting according to your own values because you have vegan values. That's what a vegan is. A vegan understands that it's not fair to discriminate and oppress others just because they're not part of my group, just because they look different, talk different, walk different, think different, you know. But what do we all have in common with the other animals?
A brain.
Yeah,
Feelings, emotions, pain.
exactly. We are subjects. We are not objects, right? As much as women are not objects, but men in history, well, they treated us like objects pretty much, right? What a
Still
shit.
do sometimes.
Yeah, they do. But at least we have human rights that kind of protect us. At least we have women's rights that kind of protect us, right? But all these other animals, we excluded them entirely. They don't have rights. And they are completely at our mercy. But what we are doing is not protecting them, but instead we use our power to oppress the powerless. Do you think that this aligns with your values now that I pointed it out?
I
You're
mean,
looking
yes.
for your friend. What did she say?
I mean, it goes into my values. I would prefer not for animals to die because I like meat. I wish that you could just like print it, like 3D print it.
Yeah, and I mean, we're on a good way to do that. But until we are at this place where it will be available all over, do you think that taste, convenience, tradition, or habit are good enough justifications from the victim's point of view to be killed and enslaved and basically tortured to death?
I think we need to, like at this point now, we need to differentiate between animals and the human race, because there is a significant difference in that way. I'm not for torture in that sense, like to have like mass production, to have like really bad conditions. I think if someone is a welder, for example, or if someone has really good quality meat, because sometimes there's an overpopulation of some kind of animals because it endangers other species, and if it's done in like I would say more ethical way, yeah, it is different. So, not saying it's okay to kill someone, but I think it's definitely a difference to have a mass production like a Rinderfarm, like a chicken cube, yeah.
Okay, you said multiple things that I want to address. Okay, so you said, well, there is a significant difference between us and other animals that justifies the difference in treatment, I guess.
It's called anthropomorphism.
I know what you mean. Some people see like human behavior in other animals and stuff, but it's not what I'm talking about.
Anthropomorphism is like adding traits and values and feelings, emotions from a human perspective to animals.
I know what it is, but this is not what I'm talking about, because we were talking about the traits that somebody can be born with, and we all agreed that they don't matter in the question whether we should exploit someone to death or not, right? And so when you say that there's a significant difference that justifies exploitation, I want to know what trait is it that justifies it? What do they have? What are they born with, these other animals, that justifies exploiting them to death?
Well, to me, those are not animals, those are humans. So
Well, I tested her DNA and I created her, by the way, so I brought her into life solely for my purpose. She has pointed ears, and DNA-O-meter says she's not a human. She's like another species. Not even Homo something, not even Homo neanderthalensis, just an entire different species. Is it okay to exploit her to death for a sandwich?
for a sandwich.
For 5 minutes of taste pleasure, or for a jacket? Is it really something that we should do?
I understand where you're getting at, and I understand it's important to be able to, not discriminate and oppress an animal. I think it just is, it's not okay for 5 minutes of taste, but I think it's just a internal difference. Like, I won't stop eating meat. I was vegan for 3 years, and then I went back to eating meat.
What's the definition of veganism?
Not eating anything that comes from an animal byproduct or all of that. No vitamins, milk, anything. It's got to be all natural from vegetables and things that just naturally happen in nature.
So veganism can be limited to only food for some people, but it can also be a lifestyle, like not only food, but also the way you dress, like your clothes is probably non-animals. Then if you wear a fur coat, it's a lifestyle, like being sustainable, being...
Okay, so as
like
an
nothing that involves animals actively.
Well, that's kind of the conclusion you draw from that, but let me educate you on this, because I'm an animal rights activist and most people get it wrong, and that's why I'm here educating. So veganism is the ethical principle where we say humans should live without the exploitation of other animals. Mm-hmm. And that's that. And as a conclusion, of course, we don't eat them, we don't wear them, we don't test on them, we don't use them for any other purpose that is against their interest and only in our selfish interest. And of course, it is easy to say, well, mass production is so bad. Everyone says it to me, literally everyone. All the people I talk to say the same thing. Oh yeah, the mass production is so bad. We should treat them nicely. But let's assume, let's do the steelman argument. Let's take the best possible situation on which we can exploit an animal for a steak, for example. They have like a small farm. They have names instead of just numbers in their ear. They be kissed to death. They have the best medicine, best food,
I would even say
best everything.
We have like family friends who are into welding, and they don't have a business in that sense. They just like hunt for them for their own personal consumption. But also like where my grandma used to live, like she was living in a really small town. So if you would order a steak, so you would order it from someone, and like the cow or like the beef would only be killed like once the whole cow is sold. So
I know about that. Let me finish my point.
Okay.
Let's assume even that best case scenario, okay? I understand that hitting your wife 5 times instead of 7 times a week, so much better. And instead of hitting her with a metal pipe, only using a stick, so much better. I get it. But we have a third option, which we should not forget about. It's not exploiting them at all. Not thinking about them as not thinking of them as a resource. you know, because
Think of them as strictly an individual and not.
as thinking and feeling individuals like you and I, you know, because you have a subjective experience. Nobody knows what it's like to see the world through your eyes, through my eyes even, although we have the same eye color. Cows, by the way, many of them have also brown eyes, so you can see yourself in them a little bit. But the thing is, they have their own universe. They have their own thoughts and their own interests and stuff. And when we view them as resources and when we exploit them, although we have other options, do you think it's really a fair thing to do? I mean,
Fair? No.
I
It's
think
not fair.
that's exactly the point that differs the human race from animals. Exactly that point that you've made. That is the difference between human race and every other species on Earth, in my opinion. Because we can only assume that they have feelings. We can only assume that they are thinking, that they have literal thoughts like that we do.
I can also, sorry for interrupting, but I know the point already. I can also just assume how a disabled person or a baby thinks or feels because they cannot tell me, and they are fucking stupid most of the time. Not the disabled people maybe, but you know what I mean. Cognitively disabled maybe. But babies, let's take a baby, okay?
But a baby, so what? A baby is gonna turn into us adults eventually.
Maybe not. Maybe they're going to be disabled forever and maybe always depending, or forever stupid, forever not able to vote, to build houses, to talk, to think, to say anything about it. But we can assume, due to the way that they are built, that they also have a subjective experience. That means when I punch you, you will feel it subjectively. And if I punch a baby, they would feel it subjectively. It's the same with a cow, a dog, a chicken, a pig, right?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So, are you ever going to turn into a cow?
No, of course not. But also, I'm not going to turn into a disabled person or a baby again.
I
So
mean, technically, you could turn into a disabled person.
Yeah.
That's
I will try
theoretical.
to
That's
prevent it.
theoretical.
I
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
prevent it. Yeah.
We all hope for
Yes,
the best.
but the thing is, using that as an argument to say that, let's get back to the beginning, to say that, well, they don't speak our language, they're not as intelligent as we are stronger, they have more hair, they walk on 4 legs, and we don't even know what they think because I don't even know what you think. I don't even know what you think.
Right now.
Exactly, that's the point. And that using that as an argument to exploit someone, I think is something that is not aligning with most people's values because it's a little bit psychotic if you really think about it. And what we have, what really differentiates us from all the other animals is that we have a moral compass. We are moral agents and not only moral patients. Moral patients is someone who is not able to act morally, like a baby, like a lion, like a pigeon. They don't know shit about morals. But you and I, we know, we can reflect. And when we say that we are so different from these other animals, but we are not acting accordingly, does it really make us so much different than them? You know what I mean? So we have a chance now. Let me put it really simple, okay? Because you've been doing great so far. And by the way, I like how you're not getting defensive because most people are getting very aggressive. And so I really appreciate having a normal conversation at this point.
Respect opinions, absolutely. You can't argue with differences of opinion.
Yeah.
So, well, the thing is, it's not only an exchange of opinions. It's actually not, because it's about your values. We're talking strictly about your values the entire time, and not living vegan is an act. It's not an opinion, it's an act that you do.
It's a choice, 100%. It's a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice that you make that is exploiting an animal to death or not. And so from the animal's perspective, what do you think is the better deal?
Theoretically, it would be for everybody to get into that same mindset and not to torture animals, because obviously they would feel pain. You could tell that they feel pain.
Well, let's assume the best case, they don't even feel pain. We do it in the best way. We stab them to death, put them in gas chambers, we put them in the electric water baths in the best way possible. So nice. We slit their throats, take the babies away, artificial insemination, breeding them forever. Just bringing them to life to kill them, bringing them to life to kill. It will never end. How beautiful. So is that really something that we should do when we have other options?
No. What? Like, can I ask you a question though?
Let's go on.
What are the other options?
Not eating.
Vegan! Yes.
So what would you do? Like, what if a cow dies naturally and the meat's still viable?
What would you do if an old lady dies naturally? Would you eat her?
I mean, there are people in the world that would.
Would you?
I wouldn't.
I think it would be very disrespectful to the family that maybe gets note of that. I think we should still treat everyone with dignity in a way, as much as I would not turn old dead people into leather jackets just to be sustainable. I would not do the same thing with other animals, just because I think it's a very psychotic thing. We have other materials and stuff.
Okay, like I completely get it, and I agree because we live in the West, so we have other options. We have other foods that we can consume, but like people who are in other parts of the world, like
I'm not talking to them.
but not every other. That's fair, yeah. But like in terms of veganism, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So. Preferably, I think according to you, like the whole world should be vegan, and like not just Germans or Austrians or Swiss people, you know, like everyone, like none. So, but people who, because we were talking about morals, so there are parts in the world that do agree, like eating human flesh is going to be sacred, or they have no other option.
Sacrificing a goat
Yes,
for a
sacrificing
marriage.
a goat. But not even that, because that wouldn't be like essential or existential. Like if you need that leather because it's gonna be your blanket, or like it's gonna keep you warm, like it's supporting your life. It's
I get the point.
essential.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, but I've heard it so many times. I just wanna spare us some time. Okay, so the thing is, veganism is a lifestyle, not a dying style. So of course, when you have no other option and you gotta survive and you gotta fucking do something with an animal, who am I to say throw your own interest of life overboard and let the animal live and just die of hunger? There's no reason for me to say that. It wouldn't make any sense. But veganism itself is the ethical stance that as far as you can do it, like you really want to reject animal exploitation and you live by that. And that's veganism in a nutshell. So that means that you have other options, you go for the other options.
Yeah, but back in the days, especially in the medical field, we did not have other options because the other option would be in some way to test it on humans. And like you said, we don't want to test it on ourselves.
Oh, we tested it on black slaves too, so.
Well, we did part. That's true. Yeah. But yeah, like we have other options, but not in every case. Eventually, you have to do it in animals, an animal trial. You have to go into humans, you know, just switch the phases.
Well, the interesting thing about animal testing that over 90% of the tests are not transferable to humans because we are not big rats, we are not big dogs, we are just big naked apes with dry noses. And so it's not transferable, and most of the experiments that we're doing are so-called curiosity experiments, which means they are not having the goal of bringing out new medicine that might help someone to get healthy again, but these are more like curiosity experiments on the level as, I'm wondering what the mice will do if I set her on fire 10 times. And this is like, you wanna have the answer to fucking insane questions. And it's because those institutes, they get a lot of money and they won't get money for any other type of research if they don't do it for animal testing in a fraction. And so they kind of do it for some unnecessary reason, and it's a totally different topic. And I agree, there might be instances where there is no other way, or in the past we've done it, but I come to it back again. When we have other options,
Have other options, is it better to not use animal aspects and use it be ethical and moral whenever it comes to animals' rights? Yes, I completely agree with you in that sense.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Plain and simple.
Now let me finish that, because it's almost to wrap up. Okay, so we figured out that you have actually the same values as I have, and I think we've had a really nice, productive conversation, which I really like. Right? I ask you how many more animals, if you can make a wish. That question, how many animals should be exploited to death for you from now on, was also a question about your values, because it was not about how many will it be easy or hard for you, but what you would wish from your heart, which tells me that you would actually have to be vegan from now on when you want to live according to your own values. I know it sounds overwhelming because you think, I've been grown up this way, I've always done it, it's easier, it's more convenient, blah, blah, blah. But when you get yourself into the victim's perspective, if you would be in their shoes, if you would have no rights, let's zoom back on history a little bit, women like us, right? Imagine you have no rights and there's someone who's like controlling your entire reproductive system, somebody's taking away your children to sell them, somebody is using you as a labor force, and in the end they want to cut your head off and eat your flesh. Would you prefer them to not do it and to be reasonable in that moment of time or not?
100%. I would like to keep my head, as I'm sure many animals do as well.
Yeah, exactly. And also, to make it vivid, okay, if I would have any animal right here, right now, a little calf, a little baby cow, a chicken, a little pig, a dog, a pigeon, a cat.
100%, yeah.
Okay,
Cuddle it.
of course you would. Does it make sense when you then turn around and demand them to be oppressed and
No.
objectified?
No.
No.
I like it, but what are we going to do from now on?
We're gonna
Try.
advance research because I'm always against bans. I'm against prohibitions because I don't think that's gonna get human race anywhere. Humans don't like to be forbidden anything. And oh my god, that's the guy that's always online. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah, I think research is gonna be the solution and not bans.
Okay, but what are you going to do from now on? From this moment on?
Well, I can try to eat less meat.
Okay, do we try justice or are we just because we are reasonable people?
I think at first you would have to try, like doing little by little, because doing it completely, cutting yourself completely out is, to me, not a good way to break a habit.
Forcing people is not gonna get people anywhere because this is your value, this is your moral.
We're talking about your values the entire time.
Well, no,
true.
because yeah,
She's
about
right in that sense,
the
because
way
it's the
she's
same
questioning
concept.
those
Yes.
questions, like obviously, but I think those are your morals and values that you want to spread, that you want to educate people about, which is completely fine. But I don't think forcing people is not going to get them anywhere.
She's
Okay,
not forcing anybody. I mean, she's
thank
just trying
you.
to push it into a perspective that people understand so that they can get it instead of just going, oh, I'm vegan, you need to be vegan too. Instead of saying it like that, because most people would get defensive. I mean, personally, I try to only eat meat, like, I'll be honest, once or twice a day, which is still a lot. But I've done the vegan aspect before, and it was very difficult at first. And it was going from eating meat and having eggs and milk and all of this every single day, all day long, to not doing it at all was very difficult. But doing it slowly into a transition of completely cutting everything out, I feel like is an not easier, but better option than just going cold turkey, because that's how a lot of vegans that I personally know went back to eating meat to begin with.
Okay, can I want to reply to two things that the both of you just said, okay? So the first thing that my ears caught were the bad word force, because if I could force you to be vegan, trust me, I would. I definitely would. I would force tofu in your mouth all day long, trust me. But yes, but the thing is, as long as you are not vegan, you are literally forcing animals into existence and into their decapitation. You are the forcing one, literally forcing, okay? So be a little careful with the wording here. The other one is, holy shit, brother, can you just, oh no. I'm so sorry, guys. I hope you don't hear it.
I think let's do 2 more minutes and then wrap it up.
Yeah,
because
it's
we
fine,
need to
it's
do
fine. I
something.
also want to give you some information and then have another one. And another thing is, put yourself in the shoes of the victim again, okay? Just imagine someone is saying to you, you know what? I just have you and your family and your friend, but after that I will stop because I need a little bit more time and a little bit step by step and stuff. And the other thing is, if I would give you both resources right now that grab you by the hand and make it easy as fuck to be vegan from now on, would you look into them?
I would definitely look into it.
Okay, so we understand that. Do you understand the urgency?
I see your urgency in that sense, yes.
Because let's not think about, like when I say pigs and chickens and cows, we think of a mass of wobbly animals. It's about individuals who are here one time. They got one chance of life, and what are we giving them?
Death.
We are giving them, murder, not only death. We will experience death, but hopefully not murder, right? So it's a little bit different. And not only that, the worst thing about animal exploitation by far is the fucking kidnapping of their children, right? We bring them into life and we take their babies away from them immediately. How is that fair in any way? Is it worth a piece of cheese, a piece of their flesh, a little leather jacket? Is it worth any of it? Or can we just now take the vegan version of it? Guys, come on, you're reasonable, okay? I will give you resources. And I hope that you're making the best out of it. From this moment on, I cannot do anything more. I educated you, you are aware, and you are responsible for all the animals who will be exploited to death from now on, okay? Okay. Oh my god, so annoying. Can you just hold this? Yes, sure. Oh my god, my ears are literally exploding from all the sound. It's crazy.
How long have you been here for?
You were the first one. I just started. Usually I'm here for 3 hours. German or English? What do you prefer?
English. We'll share it.
Both English? Okay.
We'll
Here
share
we
it.
go.
Well, we're together, so we don't have to waste resources.
Okay. I designed them myself and written with love. On the back side there is a QR code, one click away, no registration. There's a documentary, it's called Dominion. Please, I'm urging you to watch it to get more informed. And also, until you watch it, I hope you're doing it maybe tonight, okay? Until you watch it, can you please promise me to not demand any more animal exploitation? You can eat what's in the fridge, I don't mind, but can you please do me the favor on behalf of the other animals to at least watch that, and until that, make fair choices, okay?
I can do that. That's easy.
Okay, this documentary made me vegan and activist overnight.
Really?
Yeah, it is 7 years ago, and it was the best decision of my life to switch sides from the side of the oppressor to the side of the other animals. Heck, there are only vegans on their side. How unfair is that? They don't have rights, they have nobody. Okay? So thank you for the conversation. Have a wonderful vegan life, okay? Be reasonable, you have vegan values. I prove it to you. Be fair, bye-bye. Okay, Leute, erstes Gespräch geführt. Wir haben hier einfach mega mordsmäßig, ich weiß nicht, ob ihr ihn sehen könnt, er singt, er tanzt, er ist hier und er ist einfach sehr laut und macht mir jetzt hier einen Urheberrechtsstrike auf meinen Kanal. Schönen Dank auch. Und er singt sehr schlecht. Ich hasse alles daran. Und ich finde das nicht gut. Ich hoffe, er geht bald wieder. Oh mein Gott. Ich hoffe, er geht bald wieder. So, wir gucken jetzt mal, ob wir mehr Gespräche reinkriegen. Ich glaube, ich muss mal kurz meine Earplugs reinmachen. Es ist so fucking laut hier. Ihr versteht es gar nicht. So, ihr könnt jetzt mal ganz kurz in den Chat schreiben. Wer vegan ist, eine 1 bitte. Eine 1 im Chat für Veganer. Put 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Oh my God, what a crazy person there. So, Moment, Earplugs. Ach schön, guck mal, die ganzen Nicht-Veganer. Hallo ihr kleinen Tierständer. Schön, dass ihr da seid. Dann hört euch mal an, was ich hier Schönes zu sagen habe. Also zum einen, um es mal für die etwas Intellektuellen auszusprechen, es gibt keinen ethisch relevanten Unterschied zwischen uns und anderen Tieren, der die Ungleichbehandlung rechtfertigt. Das zum einen. Und um es für die etwas intellektuell nicht so starken Leute auszudrücken, ja, es gibt viele Unterschiede zwischen mir und einer Kuh. Aber keiner dieser Unterschiede ist eine gute Rechtfertigung für Abstecherei und für Kinder wegnehmen und für unfair zu ihr sein. Also, ihr kleinen Tierschänder dort draußen, fragt euch mal bitte, was eure Werte sind. Oh, God bless, Earplugs. God bless, wirklich. Und jetzt geht's weiter. Hoffen wir, dass wir noch ein paar weitere gute Gespräche haben. Ich hätte sie nicht weiter pushen können, die beiden, gerade. Und glaube, dass das ausreichend gerade war, um sie am Ball zu behalten und so weiter. So, hallo ihr alle. Ja, geil, veganer Döner, habe ich auch Bock drauf. Ist echt kalt. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie lange ich heute durchhalte. Ich hatte heute schon ein Interview und habe mir da sehr viel Mühe gegeben und viel geredet. Und jetzt tun meine Stimmbänder ein bisschen weh. Das liegt bestimmt daran, weil ich vegan bin. Und jetzt werden wir mal ja, hier ein paar Leute weiter versuchen, auf ihre Werte zu pressen. Schauen wir mal, wie das funktioniert. Ich fand die beiden jetzt gerade aber sympathisch, also dafür, dass sie angefangen hat mit, ja, ich esse halt Steak und Fleisch und 1 bis 2 Mal am Tag und dann, ja, okay, gut, sie würde es jetzt mal machen, fand ich das irgendwie jetzt schon ganz, ganz gut. So. Ja, die Musik macht es aushaltbarer, ja, okay, gut, also du bist ja wirklich echt sehr aufnahmestark kognitiv, wenn du das irgendwie ertragbar findest. So, ich frage mich, wo die anderen Aktivisten bleiben, die heute hier auch noch mit herkommen wollten. Aber es ist wahrscheinlich was dazwischen gekommen. Egal. Wir bleiben hier und wir machen weiter Aktivismus. Sind hier nicht auf andere angewiesen. Wie schön. So, und alle Leute, weil ich es so schön fand, schreibt doch bitte nochmal in den Chat eine 1, wenn ihr vegan seid. Ich will mal sehen, wie viele Veganer hier sind. Der Rest interessiert mich nicht. Jetzt schreibt ihr alle eine 2, ne? Aber das war nicht die Aufgabe. 6 Sätzen. Bitte alle nur eine 1 reinschreiben. Ach, da sind sie. Einfach nur eine 1 reinschreiben. Ach, guck mal, ein paar Einser sind dabei. Ein paar Leute, die Zahlen nicht verstehen. Ganz viele Leute, die nicht zuhören können. Hallo! Schön, dich zu sehen. Ich habe schon Earplugs drin. Ich platzen Earplugs drin, ich sterbe hier gerade.
Nein, die Alex stirbt. Ich komme her und groove.
Was ist das etwa die militante Veganerin? Ist das etwa der Veganist? Was ist denn hier los? Schön erstmal ein urheberrechtliches Strike auf meinem Live. So, wir sind jetzt hier auf jeden Fall vollständig. Wir nehmen jetzt hier das Brandenburger Tor ein und werden jetzt hier... der hat vor 10 Minuten angefangen und mir tun meine Ohren weh. Also wie lange ich noch mache? Achso, ja, das ist eine gute Frage. Ich
Hin und mach mit.
Ja, das werde ich machen, auf jeden Fall. So, okay Leute, wir werden jetzt hier weiter Leute ranziehen. Ich sehe ganz, ganz viele Nicht-Veganer im Chat. Ja Leute, also schön, dass ihr alle da seid. Ich stelle mich mal ganz kurz vor. Ich bin Alex, hier steht spiegelverkehrt drauf, weil YouTube immer alles spiegelverkehrt macht. Hallo an die paar Veganer, die ich dort aufblitzen sehe. Was mache ich? Wer bin ich? Also ich bin Tierrechtlerin, ich bin Veganerin. Ich habe es mir zur Lebensaufgabe gemacht, mein gesamtes Leben den anderen Tieren zu verschreiben. Ich habe gesagt, ich werde ihnen dienen, ich werde Aktivismus machen, ich werde jede Minute meines Lebens aufopfern, um Aktivismus zu machen. Das heißt eben auch aufklären auf der Straße, im Internet, dann auch Drucksachen zur Verfügung stellen, die ich designt habe. Das heißt also Schilder, Flyer, Tischdebatten, Banner, Aufkleber, Buttons, bliblablub. Das könnt ihr euch alles runterladen auf richtiglautvegan.de/Zeug und selber Aktivismus machen an die paar Veganer, die hier gerade mal reingedroppt haben. Und ansonsten kläre ich natürlich über Tierethik auf und ja, frage halt die Leute nach ihren Werten. Und das machen wir jetzt einfach mal mit allen Leuten, die hier mit dabei sind. Ich teste euch jetzt, weil wir gerade so viele hier sind. Also, ihr kleinen Nicht-Veganer. Ihr seid ja noch alle sehr unaufgeklärt, sonst werdet ihr ja alle schon vegan. Deswegen fangen wir mal an. Seid ihr fair oder unfair? Wir testen das jetzt. Also, findet ihr schreibt bitte Ja oder Nein. Das sind Ja- oder Nein-Fragen. Das schafft ihr, okay? Findet ihr, dass die Mächtigen das Recht haben sollten, die Machtlosen zu unterdrücken, zu diskriminieren und auszubeuten? Schön, ich sehe viele Neins. Sehr, sehr schön. Wir machen weiter. Was ist aber, wenn jetzt jemand stärker ist als ihr, körperlich euch viel doll überlegen ist? Ist das ein guter Grund, euch zu diskriminieren, zu unterdrücken und auszubeuten? Ja oder nein? Pech sehe ich als Antwort. Das ist unglaublich. Das ist eine Ja- oder Nein-Frage. 6 Sätzen. So, Nein sehe ich ein paar. Das ist natürlich sehr, sehr gut. Natürlich ganz viele starke Menschen, die Ja schreiben. Ihr seid so ehrlich, intellektuell auf Höchstleistung. Okay, was ist, wenn jetzt aber jemand schlauer ist als ihr? Ist das ein guter Grund, euch zu unterdrücken, auszubeuten, zu diskriminieren? Was ist, wenn jetzt aber jemand eine andere Hautfarbe hat, anderes Geschlecht? Was ist, wenn jemand nicht eure Sprache spricht? Was ist, wenn jemand zu viel Haare oder mehr Haare als ihr auf dem Arm hat oder spitze Ohren hat? Sind das gute Gründe für Unterdrückung, Ausbeutung, Abstecherei? Ich sehe ein paar Neins, ich sehe sehr viele Ja's. Ich sehe ganz viel Fleisch, ganz viel Fleisch reingeschrieben. Okay, aber die wirklich intellektuellen Leute haben es bis hierhin erstmal geschafft. Okay, also wir halten fest, andere zu diskriminieren, zu unterdrücken und auszubeuten auf Basis von Merkmalen, mit denen sie geboren sind, ist nicht so cool. DNA ist kein guter Grund für Diskriminierung. Geschlecht, Hautfarbe, Augenfarbe, Haarfarbe, Spezies, was auch immer. Dafür kann ja niemand was. So. Und wenn ihr das verstanden habt, dann seid ihr quasi schon da, dass ihr vegane Werte habt. Und dann könnt ihr jetzt euch mal fragen, was ihr mit diesen Werten von jetzt an machen wollt. Weil wenn ihr wirklich sagt, naja, also ist schon irgendwie scheiße, andere zu unterdrücken, auszubeuten, zu diskriminieren, dann ist die Frage, warum machen wir das denn dann mit den anderen Tieren? Die können doch genauso fühlen und denken. Die sind doch auch hier, da ist doch jemand zu Hause. Das habt ihr doch schon mal festgestellt, wenn ihr hier sowas wie... wenn ihr zum Beispiel mal mit einem Hund zusammengelebt habt. Ne? Also jeder, der schon mal mit einem Haustier mehr als 5 Sekunden Zeit verbracht hat, der würde wohl feststellen, dass da jemand zu Hause ist. Ja? Also ein fühlendes, denkendes Wesen, was merkt, was man mit ihm macht. Jemand, der eigene Interessen hat. Jemand, der eher positive anstatt negative Erfahrungen sammeln will. Pipapo. Und das ist auch schon alles. Wer das gecheckt hat, der kann jetzt mal bitte vegan leben, weil haben nämlich die anderen Tiere auch alle an sich. Und wir als... Wow, ist das windig. Oh, ich fliege heute weg. Ich fliege weg. Jeder, der nämlich verstanden hat, dass wir als... Es fliegt literally alles um bei Raffaela. Dass wir als Trockennasen-Nacktaffen nicht so viel anders sind als die anderen Tiere, der kann jetzt bitte vegan sein. Und fragt euch jetzt bitte mal die ganz schlimme Frage, wie viele Tiere sollen denn jetzt noch für euch unterdrückt und ausgebeutet werden? Was wünscht ihr euch? Wenn die Antwort lautet, keine, denn ich bin doch kein Tierschänder, Alex, ja dann, schwupps, seid ihr vegan ab jetzt, setzt es einfach um, geht auf richtiglautvegan.de/warum. Dort findet ihr auch das Wie vegan, dort findet ihr nicht nur das Warum und Videos und Ressourcen, sondern auch das Wie. Wir nehmen euch an die Hand, wir schreiben euch einen Newsletter, wir schicken euch eine Videoserie, wenn ihr euch anmeldet, gratis, die euch alles erklärt. So, und jetzt windet es hier. Die Polizei kommt kurz nach Anmeldung gucken. Und ich denke, mit der Musik im Hintergrund ist wirklich anstrengend. Nein, komm her. Habe ich nicht gesehen. Okay. So, und wir probieren jetzt hier noch weitere Leute ranzukriegen. Also, seid ihr denn jetzt alle vegan? Nachdem ich euch das so einfach erklärt habe. Seid ihr jetzt alle vegan? Ich sehe ganz viel schlaue Sachen im Chat. Ganz viele schlaue Sachen. Und vor allem höre ich ganz viele schlechte Sachen in meinen Ohren. Es ist wirklich mehr als anstrengend. Ich weiß nicht, ob ihr es hören könnt. Ich kann es hören und es ist nicht schön. Aber da können wir jetzt wohl nichts machen. Ja, Leute mal anwerben hier. Oh Mann, ich glaube, ihm geht es halt nicht gut so. Das ist halt ein bisschen schade, weil irgendwie machen sich die Leute über ihn so lustig und das ist natürlich ein bisschen traurig. Ne? Wenn es Leuten nicht gut geht, dann sollte man am besten nichts dazu sagen und ihnen einfach gute Besserung wünschen. Ne? Das haben wir in der Vergangenheit gelernt, dass wir da auf jeden Fall nicht uns einen Spaß draus machen, weil das ja nur unfair wäre. So, jetzt ist es gerade wieder leerer. Wir warten wieder auf den nächsten Schwung. Tja, wahrscheinlich müssen wir doch noch ein anderes Schild machen. Aber ich habe gesehen, einige Leute sind vegan. Das finde ich total super. Und erklärt doch mal, warum ihr nicht vegan seid. In 3 Worten maximal, falls ihr soweit zählen könnt. Erklärt es doch mal. Und irgendjemand hat mir irgendwas geschickt, irgendeine Spende mit irgendeinem Kommentar wahrscheinlich. Ich weiß immer nicht, wie man das rückwirkend sehen kann. Es sind so viele Chats, Leute, ich kann es nicht sehen. Musst du, danke Dennis, müsst ihr mir nochmal Geld spenden, damit ich sehe, diese Kommentare, die sind relativ schnell weg. Und wir versuchen hier einfach weiter Leute ranzubekommen. Weiß ich nicht, sagt einer. Okay. Fleischbeste. Ob ich einen Freund habe? Ich bin verheiratet, wie dieser schöne Ring hier beweist, der gerade verschräg sitzt, wenn meine Hände gefroren sind und der Ring nicht ordentlich hält. So. Tiere essen, die andere Tiere essen. Nein, natürlich nicht. Was ist denn das für eine Frage? Wir essen niemanden. Also, wenn wir es sein lassen können. Ist doch super einfach, dass wir das sein lassen können. Trauen sich die Leute halt nicht. Hallo! So, neben mir wieder Raffaela. Vielleicht muss ich doch nochmal den Stand wechseln. Ich habe das Gefühl, sie klaut mir immer ein bisschen das Rampenlicht. Schauen wir mal. Wollt ihr eure Werte testen? Want to test your values? To see if you're fair or unfair?
I'm pretty sure I'm fucking unfair. I'm pretty sure about it.
Let's make sure if you are.
Don't worry, I know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from Hungary, the worst country in the world. So I really don't want to do it.
Hi, ja. Seid ihr Deutsch oder Englisch? German or English?
English.
English. Okay, I want to test your values. I'm live on YouTube. Are you okay?
Yeah.
What are your names?
Julian.
Julian?
Mats.
Mats? Like Mats Mikkels?
Genau.
Nice, I love it. Okay, so let's start. Do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
No.
What do you say, Julian?
I don't understand that. That was kind of deep.
Yeah, it is, but it's an obvious question, right?
Okay.
What would your gut feeling say?
No.
I agree. But what if someone is physically stronger than you? Would that be a good reason to oppress you, to enslave you, to discriminate you?
Still no.
Yeah, I agree. But what if someone is cognitively more clever than you? Would that be a good reason to oppress you, discriminate you?
Okay, so I thought about this yesterday because I thought about AI
Yeah.
is somewhat like, so it was like about animals and humans and then AI. And it was kind of like 3 ladders where we have animals are down, humans and then AI. And then it was the same reasoning where humans are over animals, AI can also be over humans. So I think no, IQ shouldn't really.
Yeah, it would not be fair though, right? Just because someone is on a higher level than you in what way ever, that they use that as a justification to oppress you, enslave you, discriminate you, right?
Yes.
We agree on the same level, okay. But what if someone is not speaking your language? Is that a good reason?
No.
No, still no.
What if someone has a different gender or skin color than you?
No.
Still no.
Okay, I agree. But what if someone has a lot of hair on their arms?
No.
Or pointy ears? Is that a good reason for discrimination?
No.
Yeah. But what if you would have a benefit due to the system that you're both in if you oppress someone else? Would you do it? Like, for example, white folks back then with the transatlantic slave trade, they had a benefit if they would enslave a black person. Was it okay to do it?
No.
It wasn't okay, no.
Yeah, I agree. So let's sum it up. Oppression, exploitation, discrimination, all bad, no matter how someone is born with, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. And discriminating someone based on DNA is a bad thing in general.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's your emotions? Because now your opinion might change on that topic, okay? It's about your values, not mine, okay?
Okay.
You've come up with the topic already a little bit. What about the other animals? Should we oppress and exploit them?
Exploit them. Do you think like making them as food or just like whipping them? What do you mean by exploit?
Well, where we exploit them for food, clothing, entertainment, testing, the pet industry, transport, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
They don't have any rights, and we have all the power, they are the powerless, and we use them for our own interest, disregarding their interests always. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say,
I like how you get the thinking position.
yeah, I would say that like I want to eat meat and be egoistic, yeah. You know, put my emotions over. So maybe it's not right, but I still do it.
Okay, how about you?
I honestly don't know. Like, I still eat meat and everything like that, and I just don't know. I feel like it might not be right, but it's just something I do, and I feel like I need meat because I got a lot of proteins and everything like I need.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So let me address that.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let's stop with the euphemisms here, because you're not eating meat, you're eating other animals. You're eating
Okay.
their bodies sliced up into pieces, right? And also, if I could give you resources that help you with the protein stuff, you can get protein from other sources easily. Would you look into that? Is that the only thing that's stopping you from being vegan? Or is it like taste, convenience, tradition, habit?
Yeah, exactly that. So
Exactly that,
I love
right?
food,
Yeah.
and I want to be a chef, and yeah, it's just in my like, what should I say? Kind of, I don't know if you call it addiction, but like I just love it, and it gives me a lot of pleasure. So I think that just makes my life better. I think that's why.
Okay. Would you say that from the victim's perspective that these are good justifications?
No.
Would you accept that if someone would use that as a justification for you and your family to oppress you, to decapitate you, to bring you to life only to exploit you to death? Would that be fair?
I think, yeah, I think they could use that justification in the extreme, and I think that could also happen in the future, you know?
But should it?
It should not, no. I don't want that, of course.
Okay. So what I just proven to you is that according to the test we did in the beginning, you have the same values as I have. The only difference is that I'm acting according to my own values.
Yeah.
Because, of course, when I understand that, I cannot exploit other animals. It doesn't make any sense. What do we have in common with all the other animals?
That we have some kind of IQ and DNA, and what do you mean by that question?
Like we're all alive, we all have a life, living,
Feelings?
yeah, feelings.
In a sense, let me explain it like this. So first of all, we are all sentient. You know what that means?
What?
Sentient. We are all sentient. Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay, so sentience is an emerging property of the brain and the central nervous system, which means we have a subjective experience, which means nobody knows how life looks like through your eyes, but you subjectively experience it. Same with you, same with me, same with a pigeon, a dog, a fish, a cow, a chicken, whoever, right?
Yeah.
So taking someone's subjective experience away from them, it's all they have. We can agree on that, right? Would you think that it's a fair thing to do to someone?
To what?
To disregard their interest in life, to say, my interest value more than your entire existence values to you.
Yeah.
Is that a fair deal?
If it's fair to put yourself over others,
Yeah, just because you can. Might makes right. You are the powerful, they are the powerless. Is it okay to oppress the powerless?
no, I think we should. But is it possible? Do you think it should be extreme, or do you think it should be like everybody could do 20% less might? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, the thing is, I understand that reducing violence and reducing exploitation is better than exploiting someone very much, as much as when he's not doing that, but it's an example. If my husband is hitting me 7 times a week, of course it's better if he's only doing it 5 times. And it's better if he's switching the metal pipe to a twig. Much better. But the third option is to not do it at all. And so from the victim's point of view, to exploit an animal to death in the kindest way or to not do it at all. Don't you think from their perspective it would be preferable to respect their rights to not do it?
Yeah, it would be better. And yeah, of course, the humans too. Of course, it's to the extreme would be better, yes.
Yeah, it is. But is it really extreme to not participate, to not demand exploitation? I know it sounds extreme because vegans are pictured as extreme, I get it. But is the position itself extreme? To not exploit someone? Because you don't have to.
Yeah, that could be. You could.
Not exploit one. Yeah, I mean, it's not extreme to not exploit someone. But
Let me put it in the human context, okay? So let's say we have someone who is exploiting little children for child sexual abuse material. We have a lot of these folks running around, terrible stuff, right? We can agree on that. Would you say, well, it's better if they just do it a little less? It's better if they start step by step, or should they stop right now because of the children?
Yeah, like I said, we should, like with the exploitation thing, it should be stopped to the extreme, right?
Exactly. I agree, because I would not like to be exploited, you wouldn't like it, and so it's the same for the other animals. So now here comes the hardest question. Watch your emotions again, okay? How many more animals should be exploited and ultimately decapitated, stabbed to death, put in gas chambers, whatsoever, for you from this moment on? What do you wish for? If you could make a wish.
If I could make a wish, if I could make a wish, I would make a wish that, like, plants would taste like bacon, and that all the animals would be stopped to.
That's not answering the question. How many more animals, name a number, how many more should be exploited on your behalf from now on?
On my behalf, my wish, through my entire my life.
What should it be, not what will it be, because it may be hard to be vegan, blah, blah, blah. That's not the question, but what should it be according to your values? What do you wish for? What would be amazing?
100.
So 100 animals should be decapitated for you, and that would be amazing.
It wouldn't be amazing. Nothing would be amazing.
0 would be amazing, for fuck's sake.
Not for me. It wouldn't be amazing. I wouldn't feel amazing.
Yeah, exactly, that's the point. But you would feel amazing if it would be 0. If you would know 0 animals would be exploited on your behalf from now on, wouldn't it be great?
I'm sorry, but I wouldn't feel amazing. That's just the truth.
Yeah, but would you feel like a more reasonable person when you have the option between exploiting others to death and not doing it to not do it?
So, no, I just wouldn't. Like, it's embarked in my traditions, and I get it. It's unmorally, you obviously made your point that is not right to do, but I still want.
According to your values, by the way.
Yeah, according to everybody's values, in my opinion. But still, I'd do it. Yeah.
Do you think just because we've been doing something for a very long time, it's a good reason to continue?
Well, it goes really like, I like it no matter if everybody does it or nobody does it, So, but yeah, it's a tradition, and if I've grown up in vegan, obviously, it's like cause and effect. And if the cause and I grew up in a vegan household and nobody did in the world, I'd obviously do it as well. I wouldn't eat any meats, but since my life has been like this, I want to eat meats. Yeah.
Okay. But are you directing your own morals solely from your surroundings, or are you able to think for yourself too?
That's a good question.
Because I've been also raised as a non-vegan, obviously, of course. I've been taught that it's okay to eat meat, to drink dairy, to eat cheese, to go to the zoo, to buy animals as pets, to wear their skin as jackets and all these things, to just buy whatever I want and not give a fuck if it was tested on animals or not. I was also raised that way, but there was a moment in time where I was questioning my own behavior. And when we're not living vegan, we demand other animals to be exploited. So the question is, if you still want to demand that.
Yeah, so as like, if it's my own personal or it's the surroundings, I'm unsure because I think it's a mix of both, right? But also think, what do you think about the consciousness of an animal? Do you think that matters or not? Because obviously a chicken will have somewhat of a life, right? And then it will die. And if it doesn't really have a consciousness, do you think it matters more or less? What do you think about that?
Well, the thing is, we have 2 declarations of consciousness, which is, you can read it up online. All the scientists from all around the globe agreed, very, very obvious, that of course all the animals that we exploit for food, clothing, entertainment, blah, 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 they have a consciousness. They are aware. There's someone at home. When you look into their eyes, it's not walking vegetables or so. Yeah. And to me, it doesn't really matter the level of consciousness. What matters is their own interests. So it's the same with, for example, disabled people. They might be not that conscious as I am. They may be not as intelligent as I am, but I would never use that against them. I would never. Instead, I think, oh, I should rather protect them even more because they're so helpless. They're at my mercy, you know? And it's the same with the other animals. We are the powerful, as I said, and they are the powerless. And instead of using my power, forming a fist and fucking punching them, I open my hand and rather protect them, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so the consciousness level is really not something that has a value in that sense when we talk about these animals. But what really counts is their subjective experience and that they have some and that they have interests. Once, like the biggest interest, the interest in continuing to live. That's why animals run away from lions. They want to live, you know. The interest in rather having positive experiences than negative ones, you know. You don't want to suffer. You don't want to feel hunger. You don't want to feel pain. It's the same with the other animals too. You want to be, best case, with your family, but they want that too. And what we do is we bring them to life, most of them, we bring them to life only to take their babies away, to exploit them to death for something trivial as taste pleasure. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And according to what you just said about if plants could taste like vegan bacon, blah, 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 yeah. There are some products out there. I know they're not perfect yet because we're at the beginning a little bit with these products. But do you really think that 5 minutes of taste pleasure value more than the entire existence of someone else?
Right now, yes, but what you're saying, I think it's a good thought, you know? So I'm gonna keep thinking about that. And I feel like it's deeply rooted in me, but I want to think, I like what you're saying, and I want to think more about that. And I also like what you're saying that we're kind of like bullies. We're kind of like the one with the might, and also this can happen to us. It's like, morally speaking, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, right now, you haven't really convinced me, but maybe in the future, I could start to think about it.
The thing is, Julian, I don't have to convince you in any way. You already have vegan values. The only thing is your cognitive dissonance kicking very hard. Yeah. And that's the one thing. What about you? How do you feel?
Like I feel like I need to eat still animals and milk and everything like that, because I play football and sports, and I don't feel like I get enough energy and enough strength and everything like that from eating plant.
Okay, I get it. When I give you resources that will help you in the easiest way to fix that, would you be open to look into that more? Because obviously there are so many vegan athletes out there. One is standing there, by the way, he's like this one, absolute sports guy. So there's many, many vegans who prove that it's absolutely possible to live healthy on a plant-based diet. Would that help you in any way? Is that the only reason that's holding you back?
not the only one, but still, it's one of them. Yeah, because like I see the point that you always can go behind the boundaries and eat plant diet and everything like that, and still go very high level of sports, I guess. But I feel like it's easier. You get more of the right vitamins, proteins.
Okay. When someone is, one last question, then I will give you resources and I will show you something and I send you off, okay? Because it's, we gotta wrap this up a little bit. Would you accept that if someone says, well, you have a lot of protein, by the way, also in you, so I will slit your throat right now and eat you, although I could have a vegan burger. Would that be okay for you?
I mean, like, it wouldn't be okay for me, but
That's
still,
everything I wanna know.
Yeah, but still, like, if that, well, like, if that just happened, because I couldn't do shit about it, so.
Yes, but according to
so
your
I couldn't
values,
do-
it's.
I couldn't do anything
Yes,
about it.
but it's not a question of if it will happen or whatever. It's a question about should it happen. It's always a question about values. Should it be like this? It's not about will it be like this in the future, or was it like this in the past, or other people doing that, society here, society there. It's solely about your values, okay, that we were talking about the entire time, by the way. So I will give you two things right now. Oh, hold on 1 second. So can you hold this for a second? First of all, and point this to me so I can speak.
Yeah.
I hope. Okay. Hold it, point it to me, thank you. Maybe like this, thank you. So, as an animal rights activist, I'm asking you in the kindest way possible to really reflect on the conversation that we're having. Not just forget about it, but reflect. And please switch sides. From the side of the oppressor to the side of your victims.
Yeah.
Stop oppressing them. You know, the only people who stand on the side of the other animals are vegans.
Yeah.
They don't have any rights. They don't have any say in any of this. They don't have any freaking chance at all. Never. What we are looking at in this moment of time is a permacide. Let me explain this word to you. You know what a genocide is, right?
Yeah.
Yes. A permanent genocide is going on, which means we bring these animals to life to forever exploit and kill them.
Yeah.
It's meant to never end. Don't you think that this is the most fucked up thing you've ever heard? It's meant to never end. The mass killing, mass slaughtering, forever. Is it a good thing that we should continue to do as a human race who is able to cognitively have other options and to work on that? Is it a good thing or?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of spooky that it never ends.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like we're building the addiction, kind of our technology, of our culture, of the traditions. So yeah, it's really interesting to hear more about this and the other side of the case.
Have you ever, last thing I want to confront you with right now, because I think sometimes it's a little bit necessary. Have you ever seen what is going on?
Yeah,
I want to show you still.
because I know.
It's called a Gore magazine. I also created it on my own. So, okay, horse riding, we got this. So that's like pigs that we put into gas chambers.
Yeah.
And then we decapitate them, right? Do you know at which age we do that?
It depends.
Guess. The maximum age, guess. Standard.
I think it was 4 or something.
6 months.
Yes.
6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kill babies all the time in every single industry. We pluck feathers for pillows and duvets, you know, and then we decapitate them to eat them as well.
Yeah.
Fur, foxes, you've seen it as well, so that we can wear their hair, right? Oh, there we have a dairy cow. She was not getting pregnant anymore after her 6th child, and then we decapitate her and we eat her meat as well. This is a meat cow that we solely raised and fattened up in a very short time, so we can also decapitate her. Do you think it's a good thing to do to animals?
It's not.
Is it a slow death or a fast one?
I mean, it's not like good thing to do to them, but I mean, like.
We have the option to not do that. We have the option to not do this.
I know that.
Okay. I just leave you with the pictures because I think they speak louder than any words, okay? Let's do This is how we like make them unconscious in a very violent way. This is electroprods. We ram them into their head, and most of the time they don't even get unconscious, and then we slit their throat, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we enslave them with numbers in their ears. They are not free from enslavement. This is what slavery looks like, a number in your ear. You're not an individual. You're enslaving animals, okay? I just want to leave you with the truth. Of course, halal and kosher, just in case you know any religious people. Look how nice and humane that looks, right? What do we have here? Animal testing. So when you buy any products, cosmetics, shampoo, whatsoever that is tested on animals, we not only test on mice and hamster and rabbits, but also dogs and cats, of course, right? Is it a good thing to do?
No.
I mean, like, no, but still, like, you can't just use products that ruin yourself.
There are other ways, in vitro testing, for example, there are so many other ways that we can test. I mean, there are vegan products out there, literally. Everything that I use is vegan, so there is a way. You see, to make it safe for human consumption, but also to not do this to other animals, right? Okay, what do we have here? Rabbits that we also use basically for everything. We eat them, we wear them, we use them for entertainment, as pets, and so on. They have it the worst of all, I think, in my opinion. Ducks, we also use them to eat them in the slaughterhouse. We hang them up, upside down, to slit their throat, and they don't get a stunning before that.
Yeah.
They are just fully conscious, right? Maybe an electric water bath if they're lucky. Oh, and by the way, that's the first time that they get ever in contact with water. When we put them upside down into an electric water bath. Then we have fish, we take them off the ocean, they suffocate to death. Horses, we decapitate them, put them into dog food and stuff, right? When we can no longer ride them.
Going back to the fish stuff, like, what do you think of mass production of fish? Is that also bad, or?
They are also sentient. They have own interests. They can think and feel. I know they look like swimming vegetable just because they don't have our facial expressions, but there's someone at home. They have a brain, a central nervous system. They have an interest in swimming, in finding food, in mating, in doing all these things. Heck, we even recorded fish using tools at this point. So they are not as stupid as you think. Just saying.
And humans, do you think they have more value than animals? Do you think they are over or at the same?
I think we are technologically more evolved.
Yeah.
We are cognitively more evolved. We are evolved in many, many different levels, more than other animals. But when it comes to flying, diving, maybe even social bonds,
But value.
it's a hard thing. I don't think that we are on the same level. No, I think we are higher than them, but that doesn't give us the right to oppress them. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, I'm also on a higher level than a disabled baby,
Yeah.
of course, but it doesn't mean I can do whatever I want with them.
But don't you think that's kind of like two things, value and, power? Because what if somebody is hungry and need food? Do you think that is right?
Yeah, it's a good question because veganism, do you know the definition of veganism?
No, but
Okay.
I'm guessing where you go, yeah.
Okay, I want to say to you, because then it all makes sense. Veganism is the ethical stance where we say humans should live without exploiting other animals.
Yeah.
That's that. And veganism is a lifestyle, not a dying style. So when you have no other options, you got to do what you got to do, okay? If I would have no other options and I got to kill you to eat you to survive, heck, I would do it. Just so you know, okay? But when we have other options, do we have to go into the forest and shoot someone to death to eat their ass? I don't think so. We can just not do it. We don't have to do any of that. You know what I mean? For wool, when they no longer grow enough hair, we also decapitate them. You know, it's just so much bullshit. I cannot even. And instead of exploiting, we should respect them. But we cannot respect them when we do all these things to them for something trivial, such as taste, pleasure, convenience, tradition, habit. So now you're fully educated. From now on, my job is done. I can't do anything more than that. What you do with that information is up to you. I hope that you're reasonable people who use their moral superiority towards other animals to act accordingly and not be ignorant pieces of shit, aye? What are you going to do from now on?
I don't know.
What would you wish from the perspective of your victims, what you should do?
What I would wish from the perspective if I was the victim,
If you were the victim of yourself, the animal.
yeah, then I would wish the best for myself. Yeah,
Yeah, so that you would be left alone, right? No exploitation. Okay, what about you?
Yeah, the same. I can't really say
I think everybody would
much
do
more.
that.
Okay, you're fully educated, guys.
What would you do? What would you do? like.
Well, I'm living what I would do. I would leave them the fuck alone and fight for their rights. Yeah, and stand on the streets and hopefully meet reasonable people who not only say yes, 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 because we're not judging people by what they say, lip service. We judge people by what they do and put out into the world. And I just hope that my words come to reasonable people out there. Okay, guys, enough time.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful vegan life then. Bye-bye.
Thank you. How many is watching?
Right now it's 170. We've had 500, 600, but when I speak English, it's a little less always because it's a German stream. Also wir reden gleich wieder Deutsch. Keine Sorge, Leute.
Because like our German is not good enough.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Please, guys.
We have only lived in Germany 2 months now. So.
It's fine, it's fine. Please, guys, think about your own values. This is what we discussed. My values are clear. I'm living by my own values. Now it's the question what you're going to do from now on.
Okay, good luck.
Bye, Julian and Mats. Bye-bye. Okay, Leute. Ich habe alles gegeben heute mal mit dem Gore-Heft. Das musste heute mal sein, weil ich habe das Gefühl, dass es manchmal ein paar Leute nochmal bewegt. Und die Gesichtsausdrücke haben, glaube ich, für sich gesprochen. Und jetzt gucken wir mal, ob wir wieder ein bisschen mehr deutsche Gespräche rein. Ich kann das halt vorher nicht versprechen immer. Also ihr müsst einfach mit dem leben, was jetzt da ist. Und wenn, ich soll jetzt gucken, das sind trockene Lippen heute, naja. Und wenn eben nur englische Leute da sind, was machen wir dann? Reden wir natürlich Englisch. Schicken die weg. Nein, Spaß. Machen wir natürlich nicht. So, okay. Wir gucken weiter. Wie sieht es denn jetzt hier aus im Chat? Sagt mir doch mal, ja, da hat schon wieder irgendjemand einen Euro gespendet oder so, um irgendwas Wichtiges zu sagen. Ich habe es schon wieder nicht gelesen, Pech gehabt. Ihr müsst mir noch mal was spenden. Und dann schauen wir, ob ich es dann mal lese. Und ansonsten schreibt mir gerne rein, was ihr so denkt. Vegan oder nicht? Was machen wir hier eigentlich mit den anderen Tieren? Sollten wir andere Tiere ausbeuten? Oder sollten wir uns vielleicht wie gute Menschen verhalten und das einfach nicht tun? Ich verstehe die Frage nicht. Ich verstehe die Frage einfach nicht. Der Wind. Der Wind. So, Raffaela hier auch schön am Hundefleisch verteilen. Ich glaube, ich muss mir gleich mal ein Stückchen Hundefleisch stibitzen von ihr da drüben, weil ich echt Hunger habe und wieder so sehr, sehr schlau heute war und nichts gegessen habe. Die ist eine Anfängerin. Ja, da steht jetzt auch eine Lady mit Fellmantel. Ich werde mich aber zusammenreißen und sie jetzt nicht gleich zusammenscheißen. Weil ich auch nicht weiß, ob das echt ist. You never know. Aber es sieht schon ganz schön echt aus. Schauen wir mal. Hallo, wollt ihr ihre Werte testen? Yes! Today is an English stream. I'm sorry, guys. Want to test your values? All of you. You don't have to be in picture. You don't have to. Now they come. Okay. So. Yeah, live on YouTube. I'm standing here. This is outside of the picture, so you have to speak into the microphone, okay? But it's outside of the picture, you can see. Okay, so what are your names?
Dimitri.
Laura. Roman.
Jan.
Okay. Honestly, I won't remember them. I really try to, but it's really one of my hardships, okay? But I really, really try. Okay. So, nice to meet you all. Where are you from?
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Me too.
Okay, so no German, but only English?
Only English. Yeah, French part of Switzerland.
Okay, I see. Okay, so I want to test your values, not mine, okay? Your values, okay. I will ask into the crowd and you just say yay or nay, okay? Yes or no?
Elle va nous poser des questions et tu dis oui ou non.
Okay, so let's go. Should the powerful have the right to oppress, discriminate, exploit the powerless?
No.
No.
Pretty obvious, right? I agree. But what if someone is physically stronger than you? Should they have the right to oppress, discriminate, exploit you?
No.
No.
Yeah, I agree. But what if someone is more clever than you? Would that be a good reason?
No. Never.
I agree. What if someone is not speaking your language?
No.
No.
What if someone is having a different gender or skin color than you?
No.
What if someone has more hair on their arms than you? Is that a good reason to oppress them, discriminate them, exploit them?
No.
Okay. But what if someone has pointed ears?
No.
Stupid, right? So let's sum it up. Oppression, discrimination, exploitation, very bad things we should not do, right? And discriminating others based on traits that they are born with, is a stupid thing to do as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so DNA is not a good justification to be unfair to others, right?
No.
Okay, I agree. And now I really need you all to watch your emotions, okay? Because from right now we have the same values, but it could change from this moment on, okay? Should we oppress, discriminate, and exploit the other animals?
No.
Yeah, exactly, for obvious reasons. What do we have in common with all other animals?
Earth.
The planet.
No, I mean, what are we all born with?
Earth. No, mais Earth.
A heart. I mean, okay, I see. Almost. Should I tell you the answer?
Mind.
Yeah, kind of. So we are all sentient. Do you know what that means?
On a tous des émotions. Je pense.
So we all have a brain and a central nervous system. We are all subjects, not objects, right? I have a subjective experience, you have a subjective experience, and you. Nobody knows what it's like through your eyes, right? Okay, so what do you think about exploiting other animals now? Because we exploit them for food, clothing, entertainment, testing, the pet industry, and so on. Is that a fair thing to do when we don't have to?
No,
It's not fair.
C'est pas juste.
c'est pas juste. It's unfair. It's unfair.
Yeah, of course it's unfair, right? So just because someone looks different, talks different, walks different, thinks different, or is not as clever as we are, it's not a good reason to use them for your own benefit, right? Okay, it's so nice that we all agree on that, but now I gotta ask an even harder question. Are you all vegan?
No.
Okay, now here comes an even harder question, okay? How many more animals should be exploited and killed for you, and you from now on? What do you wish for?
C'est quoi la question? Genre combien tu veux d'animal genre en mode tuer?
Combien
Mais
d'animaux?
non. C'est horrible.
Wow.
What would be a very good number?
0.
Obviously. And what I just showed you is that you and we have the same values, which means if you like it or not, you have vegan values. The only difference is that I'm living according to my own values, and you maybe not because you're not vegan, right? Okay. Yeah, so what are we going to do from now on?
Think about it.
Yes, me too.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay, do we judge people by what they think or what they do?
What they do.
Yeah, right. So it doesn't matter if I say, I think about not being racist, but then I am. Or if I say, I think about respecting women, but then I punch you. Or if I say, well, I think about not enslaving someone, but I enslave you. It wouldn't matter what I think or say, right? What matters is what we do, right? So do you think it's fair, according to your own values, from now on to demand other animals to be exploited? Do you think it's fair?
No.
Of course not. Obvious. Why are you laughing?
Because you have...
I know, I've seen it, but I won't comment on that because the thing is, I can't change it and you can't change it either. That animal has already, it's already done.
It was second hand.
Yeah, but the thing is, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. But the thing is, the question is, what are we going to do from now on? Because now you know what your values are, It's fine. I know it can be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's a very important issue, So when you say not a single animal should be exploited for me from now on, that's called being a vegan, and that's what it all is.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do from now on?
Think about it.
We have to make efforts. Yeah.
Bon, toi, t'essayes en fait d'être vegan ces
Ouais.
derniers temps.
Yeah.
He's on the way.
We have to
She's
make.
not, but
No, but thank you. We
Thank
will.
you.
We will.
yes.
Yeah.
It's good what you do.
Yeah.
I will give you some more resources, okay? Can you hold this to my direction so I can give you the...
The other...
Yeah, it's fine, because I want to say something. Okay, so as an animal rights activist, I'm doing this for 7 years now already. Okay, I've talked to many people. I know how it can be very uncomfortable, and I know we've been all raised non-vegan. Me too. I was a non-vegan too. But I changed because I was asking myself, who am I and what do I want to be from this moment on? And so I'm asking you very kindly on behalf of the other animals to switch sides from the side of the oppressor to the side of the victim, to leave them alone, to not exploit them, to not use them for your own benefit, to not laugh about them because you can't even imagine of them, you can't even think of them as victims, you know. They can think and feel, oh, for you too, they can think and feel and they have a subjective experience and they are here with us, not for us, right? So let's abolish animal exploitation. That's the vegan stance. And my last question is, do you know what veganism is?
Sorry?
Do you know what veganism is? Can you explain it in your own words? Because most people get it wrong. Pardon?
What's a vegan is?
What veganism is.
It's someone who don't consume any kind of animal things.
Well, that's the conclusion from it. Veganism is the ethical stance that humans should live without exploiting other animals. And as a conclusion, we don't eat them, we don't wear their skin, we don't test on them, we don't use them for our own benefit because we have other options. If this aligns with your values, live your own values. That's all I can give you. Anything else is in your hands. Okay?
Thank you.
Have a wonderful vegan life. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao. Ja, Leute, was soll ich sagen? Heute ist halt hier einfach englischer Tag. So. Erzählt mir doch mal bitte, warum ihr einfach hier jetzt noch nicht vegan seid. Bitte, was soll das? Was soll das eigentlich? Was ist hier eigentlich los? Warum sind so viele Leute noch nicht vegan? Und wie kriegt man das eigentlich hin, aufgeklärt zu sein und weiter das zu verlangen, dass andere Tiere zu Tode geschändet werden? Check ich nicht. Okay, Leute, wisst ihr, was ich hasse am Winter? Das immer Knoten im Nacken durch Kapuze mit meinen Haaren. Ich flippe aus. Ich flippe einfach nur aus. Also egal, wie man es macht, aber wisst ihr, was das Tolle ist? Ich habe schon einen Friseurtermin und ich werde bald ein bisschen anders aussehen. Was soll das? Was hat sie gerade gesagt? Ganz genau. Aber ich sage nicht was und wie. Wir werden es sehen. Ja, und ich kann die Leute teilweise nicht mehr pushen. Ich bin froh, wenn sie einen Flyer annehmen und ihn aufklappen. Und die eine hier mit dem Fellmantel jetzt gerade, ja, was soll ich da jetzt sagen? Du weißt ganz genau, was du da trägst. So. Ich hätte auch auf Deutsch einfach Tierschänderin sagen können, hätte sie eh nicht verstanden. Ja, es war dann ja auch Secondhand gekauft, bla bla bla. Ja, ich würde halt auch nicht mit der Secondhand-Haut von einem Menschen rumrennen. Also was ist denn das auch für ein Argument so? Weißt du? Das ist so, ja, das hilft, das ist halt ein Symbol, was man in die Welt setzt, was irgendwie zeigt, dass das in Ordnung wäre. Und das ist es halt einfach nicht. Also da streiten sich auch einige Veganer drum. Soll man das machen? Kann man das machen oder eher nicht? Und ich persönlich sage nein, ich könnte damit nicht leben, mit der Haut von jemandem, der dafür zu Tode geschändet wurde, rumzurennen. Das will ich nicht in die Welt tragen, das will ich da nicht sehen. Ich will das nicht an mir tragen. Ich will mit nichts zu tun haben, nix. Das sendet auch das falsche Signal halt einfach. Tiere sind halt keine Ressourcen, die wir dafür benutzen können. Menschen ja auch nicht. Imagine, irgendwann würde rauskommen, irgend so ein Kinderschänder hat einfach so Kinder geschlachtet, nachdem er sie missbraucht hat. Aber weißt du was, wir können ja noch einen Mantel draus machen aus der Kinderhaut. Die ist schön, die ist ganz weich, ganz weiches Leder. Das ist wie Kalbsleder. So ganz sanft, ganz weich. Kann man sich ein paar schöne Slipper draus machen. Hä? Geisteskrank. Ja, aus der Perspektive ist das dann, glaube ich, relativ schnell nachzuvollziehen, warum wir alle vegan leben sollten und das nicht verlangen sollten, uns daran nicht beteiligen sollten. Also ich denke, mal gucken, wie lange ich heute schaffe. Aber das waren erstmal gute Gespräche im Sinne von, zumindest haben sie es alle eingesehen und die Ressourcen angenommen und mehr kann ich ab diesem Moment nicht machen. Vielleicht kann ich gleich noch einen Snack essen, weil ich so schlau war und heute wieder viel zu wenig gegessen habe, wie so eine Anfängerin. Aber es fällt mir so schwer, morgens was zu essen und da musste ich los und dann hatte ich ein Interview und da habe ich viel geredet und jetzt denke ich mir so, ich habe ultra Hunger. Aber ich habe heute so geile Riegel dabei. Vielleicht schiebe ich mir gleich noch sowas in meinen Schlund rein. Gucken wir mal. Zwei Filme heimlich Raffaela, aber trauen sich nicht hierher. So, wir versuchen hier weiter Leute ranzukriegen. Sind denn hier Deutsch- oder Englisch-Leute im Chat? Sagt doch mal kurz. German or English? Write it in the chat. Deutsch oder Englisch? So, ich sehe ein paar Deutsche, ich sehe ein paar Englische. Und ja, ne, auf jeden Fall, aha, ein paar Deutsche. Ich rede jetzt einfach weiter Deutsch. Ne? Ich meine, wir hatten jetzt nur, bist du diese Lola, die Tanzverbot betrogen hat? Ich weiß nicht, wer Lola ist oder wer Tanzverbot ist. Obviously not. Ich bin niemand, der irgendwas bis jetzt hier mit irgendwem hatte im Internet. Diese ganze Drama-Content-Geschichte, finde es ultra peinlich. Weiß auch nicht, ob es sowas gibt, bestimmt über mich, aber ist mir auch absolut Rille, todespeinlich, wer Drama-Content macht und nicht seine Zeit für die Tiere aufopfert. Ja, das ist meine Meinung, ich habe es gesagt. Alles todespeinlich, ich kann mir das gar nicht angucken. So, ich muss auch kurz sagen, Rezo, du veganer Mensch, du bist reich, du hast Unternehmen am Laufen, du hast eine Reichweite. Digga, was tust du? Wirklich, ohne Scheiß, was tust du? So, warum dienst du nicht den Tieren? Hi. So, warum machst du nur Drama-Content? Wen interessiert das? Ja, ich weiß, 500.000 Aufrufe für irgend so ein beschissenes Video. X hat über X gesagt, dass Rezo reagiert. Oh mein Gott, es könnte nichts Belangloseres geben. Ich würde mir so sehr wünschen, dass Rezo einfach mal, zumindest wenn er das macht, zusätzlich auch einfach mal ein 40-Minuten-Video über Veganismus vernünftig macht und mal eine klare Ansage macht und einfach sich mal auf die Seite der Tiere stellt. Aber das ist wahrscheinlich zu viel gefragt, weil dann mag ihn keiner und er will natürlich sein Gesicht in der Öffentlichkeit nicht verlieren und er will gemacht werden und das ist alles ganz schön traurig. Ja, oder es kommt dann sowas wie meine Strategie ist, ich streue das irgendwie anders ein. Alle 20 Videos sage ich mal einmal kurz was dazu und dann sage ich wieder überhaupt gar nichts und kläre gar nicht auf. Hi, wollt ihr eure Werte testen? Do you want to test your values? Yes. Yeah, okay, I'm live on YouTube. Do you want to be live on YouTube? Yes. Let's go, it's a huge group. Hey YouTube! Okay, where are you from?
We're from Iceland.
Oh, Iceland, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I just met someone from Iceland. Okay, so my name is Alex, nice to meet you. I won't remember all of your names, but tell me, what are your names?
Isabella.
Isabella.
Andrea. Sole. Eva. Victoria. Signy.
Beautiful names. What is your name?
Rappa.
Okay, and you?
Lovisa.
Hi, nice to meet y'all. Hey. Oh my God, there's more of you, even more. Okay, they're spreading as fuck. Okay, it's uninteresting. Don't look at the chat. It's not interesting. Okay, I want to test your values. So now I'm having yes and no questions. Okay, very easy.
IQ test.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So please listen and answer yes or no. Okay? Should the powerful have the right to discriminate and oppress the powerless?
No.
No.
Obviously no. But what if someone is physically stronger than you? Would that be a good reason to oppress and discriminate you?
No.
I agree. But what if someone is more clever than you, more intelligent? Is that a good reason to oppress and discriminate you?
No.
I agree, we have the same values, yay. But what if someone is not speaking your language? Is that a good reason?
No.
Skin color, good reason?
No.
Gender, a good reason?
No.
Maybe a hairy arm, is that a good reason?
No.
What if someone has pointy ears? Is that a good reason?
No.
Okay, so we can all sum up discrimination, oppression, all bad. We should not exploit and use others for our own benefit, right?
Yes.
Do you know why? Nobody knows. Can I say it? I know. Okay, it's because we all have a subjective experience and we would all feel what somebody is doing to us, right? Makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and now I want y'all to watch your emotions and also listen, the one in the back. Stop the chatting. Now I want y'all to watch your emotions, okay? Should we exploit, oppress and discriminate the other animals?
No.
Of course we should not do it, right? But are we doing it?
Yes.
Yes. For what are we doing it? For what reason?
To eat them.
For example, we exploit them for food, clothing, entertainment, testing, the pet industry and so on. That's probably not real, but even if it's
Fake, yeah.
Okay, so now I can tell you that we all have the same values, and if you believe it or not, when you said that this all is bullshit and we should not do this to others, that's the reason why people are vegan, because we understand it doesn't matter how someone looks or talks or walks or how intelligent someone is, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we can feel what is done to us, right?
Yes.
Okay, would you like it as women? Would you like it if somebody, without your consent, is impregnating you, taking your baby away, repeats that 5 times, and when you can no longer get pregnant, is slitting your throat to eat you? Would that be fair?
No.
But that's what we do to cows, for example. Is that a good thing? No, right? Does this align with your values?
No, it does not.
Obviously not, it doesn't. And now here comes the hardest question, okay? Because I assume you're all not vegan, right?
Yes.
I know, it's fine. I've been raised a non-vegan too. Now here comes the hard question, what's your emotions, okay? How many more animals should be exploited and killed for you from now on? What do you wish for? What number?
0. None.
Yeah, obviously. And that's also proving that you have vegan values. The only difference is that I'm living according to my own values and you're not yet. But I will give you resources, okay, to look into it more. And when you say from now on not a single animal should be exploited to death for me, you can do it by being vegan. Sounds fair?
Yeah.
What would you wish from your victim's point of view? What you should do? From your victim's point of view, how urgent should you be vegan?
No.
Of course, right now. Hi, Flo. Okay. I will give you a flyer now. Okay, please hold on. Can you hold this and point this to my direction? Okay. I will give you all some more resources right now. Please read this for yourself, okay, and ask yourself what you want to bring into the world. And also, as a vegan animal rights activist, I'm asking you very kindly, I hope you're still listening, I'm asking you very kindly to switch sides, to switch from the side of the oppressor to the side of the other animals and to stop exploiting them, okay? Please, everyone, take one.
Hún andjús, þetta svo mikið rugg. Ef ykkur hérna frá Íslandi, þá við, þetta rugg.
Okay, guys.
Þetta flott.
Who has one? Du hast noch keinen. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
200 mann.
Please be vegan for the animals. Be reasonable. You have vegan values. Yeah. Okay. So Leute, mehr kann ich nicht machen. Das war eine Riesengruppe. Riesengruppen sind immer schwer. Vor allem, wenn die so jung noch sind. Aber ich glaube, gut gemanagt. Erstmal 20 Flyer weg, aber ist okay. Wir kriegen ja Spenden rein und dann kann ich davon neue Flyer kaufen. Aha. So, wir haben heute einfach den englischen Stream. Aber das ist auch okay. Ihr seht, wenn man diesen Test hier macht, die haben alle Vegan Values. Alle von denen. So ist das. Mal sehen, ob wir die nächsten testen können. Da sind noch kleinere Gruppen. So, gucken, ob wir hier die nächsten ranbekommen. Vielleicht muss ich auch gleich nochmal wirklich was snacken. Aber ich denke, heute wird es nicht so lange wie sonst. Einfach, weil ich schon sehr lange auf den Beinen bin. Und irgendwann ist auch mal gut. Und morgen sind wir ja auch nochmal hier. Aber so ein deutsches Gespräch hätte ich schon gerne noch. So Leute, schreibt mal in den Chat 1, wenn ihr vegan seid. Einfach nur 1, wenn ihr vegan seid, weil vegan auf die 1. Schreibt mal alle rein. René! Vegan sein ist geil. Ihr habt's gehört. René hat einfach nur recht. Das stimmt. Nicht? Ja, nein? Ich bin da. Traut euch! Test your values. English or German? Deutsch, Englisch. Deutsch, let's go. Ich hatte heute doch keine Deutschen. Komm her. Einfach Leute ranziehen. Okay, also ich bin live auf YouTube. Ihr müsst nicht mit ins Bild, aber wollt ihr? Okay, dann bleib ich jetzt hier stehen und das ist außerhalb des Bildes. Also kommt bitte ans Mikrofon, damit ich euch hören kann. Okay, woher kommt ihr?
Wien. Ja.
Aus Wien, aus Wien. Wie heißt ihr alle?
Felix, Paul, Elias, Lukas, Matthäi,
Und du da hinten?
Rolf.
Okay, hallo, mein Name ist Alex, freut mich, euch kennenzulernen. Ich bin gebürtige Berlinerin und teste Leute auf ihre Werte, okay? Also es geht um eure Werte, nicht um meine, okay? Ich drehe um. Es sind Ja-Nein-Fragen, ihr beantwortet die bitte in Unison, alle auf einmal. Also findet ihr, dass die Mächtigen das Recht haben sollten, die Machtlosen zu unterdrücken, auszubeuten, zu versklaven, was auch immer?
Nein. Auf 3, oder?
mach's auf 3.
Sagt einfach.
Nein.
Offensichtlich nein, das ist blöd, ne? Was ist, wenn jetzt aber jemand euch körperlich überlegen ist? Ist das ein guter Grund?
Nein. Nein.
Ja, finde ich auch. Sollte man nicht machen. Was ist, wenn jetzt aber jemand viel schlauer ist als ihr? Ist das ein guter Grund, euch zu unterdrücken, auszubeuten, zu versklaven?
Nein.
Sehr offensichtliche Fragen. Ich komme auf den Punkt, okay? Was ist, wenn jetzt aber jemand nicht eure Sprache spricht? Ist das ein guter Grund für Diskriminierung, blablabla?
Nein.
Okay. Andere Hautfarbe, guter Grund.
Nein.
Anderes Geschlecht, guter Grund.
Nein, auf keinen Fall.
Mehr Haare als ihr auf dem Arm, ist das ein guter Grund?
Nein.
Spitze Ohren, ist das ein guter Grund?
Nein.
Und was ist, wenn ihr aber einen Vorteil hättet aufgrund des Systems, wenn ihr jemand anderen unterdrückt und ausbeutet? Wäre das ein guter Grund?
Nein.
Warum? Was heißt warum? Du bist so, weiß ich nicht. Was?
Nein.
Okay, ich dachte gerade, das sah so aus. Okay. Also, wir sind uns einig, Diskriminierung, Unterdrückung, Ausbeutung, Versklavung, Scheiße, unabhängig davon, wie jemand geboren ist. Wie jemand spricht, läuft, aussieht, wie intelligent jemand ist, welche DNA jemand hat. Ja?
Ja, richtig.
Großartig, wir haben dieselben Werte bis hierhin. Jetzt bitte passt auf eure Emotionen auf. Jetzt kommt die nächste Frage. Sollten wir denn andere Tiere unterdrücken, ausbeuten, versklaven?
Nein.
Offensichtlich nicht, aber machen wir das?
Ja.
Ja, macht ihr das denn?
Nein.
Bist du vegan?
Nein.
Also machst du das?
Ja.
So sieht es nämlich aus, ne? Okay, pass auf, ich bin auch nicht vegan erzogen worden. I get it, okay? No blame at this point. Aber es geht um eure Werte. Wenn ihr wirklich sagt, das ist alles totaler Quatsch, die Mächtigen sollten niemals das Macht haben, andere zu unterdrücken, auszubeuten, zu versklaven, nur weil die anders sind, dann habt ihr, so wie ich, auch vegane Werte. Und jetzt die schwierigste Frage von allen. Wie viele Tiere sollen denn ab jetzt noch für euch unterdrückt, ausgebeutet, versklavt werden? Was wünscht ihr euch? Was wäre total super?
Eigentlich keine.
Ja, das unterstreicht ja meinen Punkt noch mehr, dass ihr eh schon die gleichen Werte habt wie ich. Der einzige Unterschied ist, ich lebe danach, ich lebe vegan und ihr bis jetzt noch nicht. Wahrscheinlich, weil Tradition, Geschmack, Gewohnheit, Bequemlichkeit, ne? So, aber sind das gute Gründe aus Sicht der Opfer? Würdet ihr das akzeptieren, wenn jemand das mit euch in eurer Familie macht? Weil es schmeckt, das haben wir schon immer so gemacht, es ist ein bisschen bequemer, ich mache so, es interessiert mich nicht so. Sind das gute Gründe?
Ich find, wenn Tiere geschlachtet werden, auf jeden Fall nicht. Also bei Fleisch. Aber bei zum Beispiel Eiern, da habe ich jetzt, also da läuten bei mir nicht die Alarmglocken irgendwie.
Okay.
Wenn ein Huhn ein Ei legt und ich mir das schnappe.
Okay. Das klingt auch im Vakuum nicht schlimm, das gebe ich zu, weil da legt halt ein Vogel ein Ei, okay. Aber das ist ja nicht, wie es aufgebaut ist. Ne? Also hast du schon mal dich mit den Hennen, die wir ausbeuten für Eier, so befasst, wie das da so abläuft? Okay, ich gebe euch einen kurzen Rundown, dass ihr es nur mal wisst. Okay, und dann gebe ich euch einen Flyer und dann entlasse ich euch. Also noch kurz Aufmerksamkeitsspanne, okay? Also, zum Beispiel, wir züchten diese Vögel ins Leben, um sie auszubeuten und profitabel wirtschaftlich zu benutzen. Bis wir sie nicht mehr benutzen können, dann schneiden wir ihnen die Köpfe ab. Das heißt also, bei Geburt gucken wir erstmal, die männlichen, die können ja gar keine Eier legen. Was machen wir denn mit denen?
Darf ich kurz zwischenmachen?
Ja.
Wie findest du zum Beispiel, wenn man Hühner zu Hause hat und die im Garten herumlaufen lässt, also die können alles machen und sie legen halt Eier und du nimmst die Eier?
Beantworte ich gleich danach. Ich erzähle noch kurz den Rundown, okay? Also wir züchten diese Vögel ins Leben. Wenn sie männlich sind, die können keine Eier legen. Was machen wir mit denen? Natürlich, wir senden die ins Ausland, wir ersticken die, zerdrücken die, vergasen die. Das machen wir erstmal mit denen. Ist das fair? Wenn ihr als Hühner geboren worden wärt, wärt ihr schon alle tot. Just saying, okay? Okay, ist erstmal unfaire Kackscheiße. So. Wenn diese Hühner nicht mehr genug Eier legen und nicht mehr profitabel genug sind, Kopf ab, ersetzt durch eine Nachzucht. Ist das fair?
Natürlich nicht. Nein.
Sollten wir so mit anderen umgehen? Natürlich nicht. So. Und wenn wir die Hennen gerettet haben und wir haben sie auf unserem Hinterhof und wir sagen, wir wollen ihnen ein gutes Leben bereiten und jetzt legen sie nur mal Eier, was machen wir damit? Ihr könnt auf Lebenshöfe schauen, was die machen. Die nehmen sich die Eier, werfen sie hin, die Vögel picken sie auf. Warum ist das so? Wir haben diese Hühner so hochgezüchtet, dass die so viele Eier legen, dass die so viele Nährstoffe verlieren. Die wollen die zurückhaben. Die essen ihre eigenen Eier immer auf. Und wir brauchen es nicht. Und an der Stelle...
Ich rede nicht von geretteten Massenhühnern, sondern einfach von gesunden Hühnern am Bauernhof.
Ja, die sind alle Massen. Es gibt keine normalen Hühner mehr. Das sind alles Qualzuchten, alle. Die legen ja alle nicht mehr nur 12 Eier im Jahr, wie das Naturhuhn macht, so, was wir eigentlich mal hatten irgendwo in der Wildnis, sondern die sind alle hochgezüchtet, dass die 7 Eier in der Woche legen oder sowas. Die brauchen die Nährstoffe zurück, ja. Unabhängig davon, was viel besser ist, als Eier von Vögeln zu essen, ist Kalanamak-Salz, Schwarzsalz, schwefelhaltig, schmeckt wie Ei, billiger, geiler, es schmeckt 1:1 wie Ei. Könnt ihr wirklich, ich kann es euch empfehlen, Schwarzsalz ist top. Davon abgesehen, findet ihr es fair, wenn wir andere als Ressourcen betrachten und ausbeuten?
Ressourcen, ja. Nee.
Das ist ungeil, oder? So, okay. Und wenn ihr jetzt gesagt habt, diesen Test habt ihr bestanden, vegane Werte, 0 Tiere ab jetzt, wäre super geil. Dann herzlichen Glückwunsch, ihr könnt das ab jetzt umsetzen. Konfetti, ihr müsst nie wieder ein Tier ausbeuten. Ist das nicht geil? Warum feiern wir das alle nicht? Hört auf zu diskutieren. Okay, ich gebe euch jetzt noch einen Flyer mit, weil es kalt ist und ich heute nicht mehr so lange mache. Aber ich möchte euch eine Sache noch sagen als Tierrechtlerin. Kannst du das mal kurz so halten in meine Richtung, damit ich noch reingehen kann? Vielen Dank. Also zum einen finde ich es sehr schön, wie offen ihr seid. Auch Körpersprache, keiner von euch, außer du, hat die Arme verschlossen. Wahrscheinlich, weil die kalt ist. Wir schieben es auf die Kälte, ne? So. Ich mache das schon seit 7 Jahren Aktivismus. Ich habe schon mit vielen Leuten gesprochen und ich habe mittlerweile so ein bisschen Menschenkenntnis. Ihr seid vernünftige Menschen, vernünftig genug, dass ihr verstanden habt, um was es hier gerade geht. Ich brauche mehr Flyer, warte kurz. Du kriegst einen. Und du kriegst einen. Und du kriegst einen. Und du kriegst auch einen. Und du kriegst natürlich auch einen. Und du bist ganz neu dazugekommen, kriegt er auch einen. Kennen wir ihn. Und du kriegst einen. Ich glaube, du hast 2. Gib ihm auch einen. Ist okay. Gib ihm auch einen. So. Ja, so. Sehr schön. Dankeschön. Ich habe genug Menschenkenntnis, um euch zumindest sagen zu können, dass ich gemerkt habe, dass ihr vernünftig genug seid, um die Argumente zu verstehen. Mir ist klar, dass das für viele überwältigend sein kann, weil wir sind alle nicht vegan erzogen worden. Gewohnheit, Geschmack, Tradition, Bequemlichkeit. Verstehe ich. Fragt euch bitte selbst aus Sicht eurer Opfer, wie schnell würdet ihr euch wünschen, dass ihr sie in Ruhe lasst? Sofort. Ne? Tiere ausbeuten oder nicht? Also, wisst ihr, das ist so einfach runtergebrochen. Und zum Abschluss noch die letzte Frage. Was ist Veganismus? Könnt ihr mir das erklären?
Ja, soll ich dir erklären?
Was ist Veganismus? Definier das mal, weil viele verstehen es falsch. Ich will euch nur ordentlich aufklären.
Was sagst du?
Ich glaube, einfach sich zu ernähren oder so, einfach ohne dass man Tiere irgendwie ausbeutet oder irgendwie ohne Bezug zu Tieren.
Okay, ich kläre euch kurz auf, okay? Also, Veganismus, alle zuhören? So. Okay. Veganismus ist das ethische Prinzip, dass Menschen ohne die Ausbeutung anderer Tiere leben sollten. Punkt aus Ende. Daraus folgt, dass wir sie nicht fressen, nicht tragen, nicht an ihnen testen, sie nicht für Unterhaltung, pipapo ausbeuten. Das folgt daraus. Wenn ihr also der Meinung seid, yo, ich will auch nicht, dass andere Tiere von Menschen ausgebeutet werden, dann impliziert das euch als Menschen mit. Und meine letzte Ansage an euch ist, als Tierrechtlerin bitte ich euch inständig, die Seiten zu wechseln, von der Seite der Täter, der Unterdrücker, der Mächtigen auf die Seite der Machtlosen, der anderen Tiere. Die haben nur Veganer auf ihrer Seite, die haben keine Rechte, die sind at our mercy. Die können nichts tun in all dem, okay? Also, was macht ihr ab jetzt?
Also im besten Fall jetzt vegan werden.
Im besten Fall.
Im besten.
Ich hab noch Fragen. Ich habe zum Beispiel, ich weiß nicht, ob das jetzt gegen die Zeit geht oder so.
Nee,
also
ich hab
okay, weil zum Beispiel denke ich mir, das ist ja, das hörst du bestimmt richtig oft, aber es ist trotzdem etwas, wo ich gerade nicht die Antwort drauf weiß, ist, dass das ja irgendwie in der Natur häufiger vorkommt, dass man sich gegenseitig so tötet, also verschiedene Spezies.
Ja.
Oder die Eier von irgendwelchen Vögeln werden ja auch gefressen und geplündert oder irgendwie sowas. Ja. Und irgendwie scheint es ja so ein Konzept zu sein in der Natur.
Genau. Also darauf kann ich dir Folgendes antworten. Zum einen, es gibt ja nicht nur karnivore Tiere in der Natur, die meisten Tiere in der Natur sind tatsächlich Herbivore, sind also vegan an sich. Das wollen wir mal kurz festhalten, ja. Zum anderen, wir gucken ja nicht in die Natur und nehmen unsere Moral daher, weil Löwen rennen auch rum, vergewaltigen andere Löwen, fressen die Kinder von anderen Löwen, um Dominanz zu zeigen. Wir würden nicht sagen, Herr Richter, ich habe das Nachbarskind nur gegessen, weil Löwen machen das auch. Ach so, Freispruch. Das würden wir nicht machen, weil das unreasonable ist. Wir haben ein Moralverständnis, wir können moralisch handeln, weil wir den anderen Tieren kognitiv so überlegen sind. Das heißt also, wenn wir das können, sollten wir das dann nicht auch tun?
Ja.
Schöne Antwort. Bist du jetzt vegan?
Ich Doch, das war ein gutes Argument.
Ja, du bist ja kein Löwe, mit denen kann ich auch nicht reden, aber mit dir schon. Und glaub mir, das Zebra findet es auch nicht geil, aufgefressen zu werden. Die rennen ja auch um ihr Leben. Warum machen die das? Weil die, Surprise, genauso ein Lebensinteresse haben wie du, wie ich, wie diese Taube da vorne, wie die Hunde, wie meine Katzen zu Hause. Wir haben alle ein Lebensinteresse. Wir wollen eher positiv als negativ erfahren.
Darf ich kurz noch fragen, ob du differenzierst zwischen Massentierhaltung und zum Beispiel Milchkühe auf einem Bauernhof und wenn die dann zu alt ist und die gegessen wird? Zum Beispiel.
Ja, okay, gut. Also in diesem hypothetischen Szenario, was niemals stattfindet, guck mal, Kühe werden 25 Jahre alt, nach 6 Jahren können wir die nicht mehr zwangsschwängern, in die Kinder wegnehmen. Kein Bauer ist so krass, dass er die weitere 20 Jahre durchfüttert. Alles gut. Alles gut. Ich sag dir noch was, pass auf. Es gibt einen Unterschied zwischen ein sehr großer Haufen Scheiße und ein etwas kleinerer Haufen Scheiße. Wir haben aber noch keinen Haufen Scheiße. Also wenn ich jetzt die Frage habe, ist das jetzt gut, ob mein Mann mich jetzt anstatt 7-mal die Woche 5-mal die Woche verprügelt und anstatt eine Metallstange nimmt er jetzt einen kleinen Stick. Natürlich ist das besser.
Aber wenn die Kuh ja schon dann tot ist.
Also ich sag mal so, wenn ihr Roadkill findet, ja, pass auf, hypothetisch, wenn ihr Roadkill findet, einen überfahrenen Waschbär irgendwo, bon Appetit, weißt du? Würde ich trotzdem sagen, nicht gut, weil du verfälschst deine veganen Werte als Veganer damit. Das heißt, wenn du mal einen Bluttest machst, nicht so gut. Und die Symbolwirkung auch schwierig, weil ich würde auch nicht tote Omas essen. Ich würde halt einfach nicht andere essen. Ich würde halt einfach generell nicht mehr auf andere als Nahrung blicken. Ich sehe dich nicht als Nahrung. Ich hoffe, du siehst mich auch nicht als Nahrung. Juhu! Und ich sehe eben auch andere Tiere nicht als Nahrung. Ich sehe sie als subjektive, fühlende, denkende Individuen mit eigenen Interessen, die ich ethisch berücksichtige. Warum? Weil ich kein verfluchter Barbar bin. So, und das ist das. Das heißt, lass uns mal das Steelman, das Stahlmann-Argument nehmen. Das heißt, das beste Argument meines Gegners. Das beste Argument von Nicht-Veganern. Das heißt also, beste Haltungsform, beste Essen, beste medizinische Versorgung, kleiner Bauernhof, Namen anstatt Nummern, die werden zu Tode geküsst mit Zunge, Weideschuss, beste Ausbeutung, beste Sklaverei, beste Mord, beste alles. Das ist trotzdem nicht in ihrem Interesse, das ist nur in meinem egoistischen Interesse. Und wenn ich die Wahl habe zwischen das Machen und das Sein lassen, aus Sicht der Opfer, was ist besser?
Sein lassen.
Ja! Also ihr seid alle wirklich schlauer als der Durchschnitt, mit dem ich spreche. Ich meine, das bringt euch aber in eine verzwickte Lage. Wisst ihr warum? Das bedeutet, wenn ihr schlauer seid als der Durchschnitt, mit dem ich spreche, dass ihr auch mehr Verantwortung habt. Weil wenn ich euch jetzt nicht vegan kriege und ihr weiter an dem Scheiß mitmacht, wie soll dann die Welt sich jemals ändern für die anderen Tiere? Die werden niemals Rechte bekommen, Schlachter soll es für immer geben, wir werden die für immer unterdrücken. Das ist auf jeden Fall eine Kackoption.
Das ist schlimm. Da hätte ich was gern zu sagen,
Ja.
weil das ist eine Sache, die nicht in unserer Hand liegt, ist, dass Fleisch extrem billig ist und von den Nährwerten her, es macht satt und es hat zum Beispiel Proteine. Ich weiß, es gibt Alternativen, aber ich zum Beispiel, wenn ich jetzt in den Supermarkt gehe, dann ist Fleisch so das ist die beste Auswahl, habe ich das Gefühl. Jetzt nicht.
Wie viel kostet Tofu? Wie viel kostet Tofu auf 100 Gramm?
Mehr als Fleisch?
Nein.
Okay,
Und von den Nährstoffen her, guck mal, nur so als es ist ein Beispiel, okay? Ich bin Tofu-süchtig, I love it, okay? Weil wer richtig kochen kann und würzen kann, Fleisch schmeckt auch nur geil, weil wir fucking Pflanzen darauf streuen, okay? Ist bei Tofu auch so. Pflanzen machen den Geschmack. Tofu hat alle 9 Aminosäuren, die wir brauchen für ein komplettes Proteinprofil. Das heißt also, du kannst einfach Tofu essen, das ist super eiweißhaltig und du hast deine Nährstoffe gedeckt. Wir haben hier ganz viele Sportler da, wir haben Ernährungswissenschaftler, wir haben die militante Veganerin da. Sie weiß Sachen, sie weiß ganz viele Sachen. So, und wir leben alle, ich habe seit ich 13 bin kein Fleisch mehr gegessen. Also es ist auf jeden Fall möglich, das zu machen. Okay, ich weiß, ich sehe blass aus, ich habe immer so blasse Haut, schon immer. Ich bin transparent, das liegt nicht am Vegan-Sein. Aber man kann überleben mit Tofu.
Nein, ich bin tot. Tofu. So, aber hier findet ihr einen Proteinguide, Einkaufsguide, Infomaterial und Supplementeliste. Und da kriegt ihr all das, um genauso verhungert auszusehen wie
ich.
Ja, oder
ich habe heute noch nichts
oder
gegessen, weil ich
Tobi.
dumm bin.
Es gibt Veganer in allen Formen und Farben. Ja, und Kalorien und Nährstoffe kriegt ihr alle auf einer rein pflanzlichen Ernährungsweise. Bitteschön.
So, jetzt habt ihr nochmal die doppelte Aufklärung. Ich bin bis jetzt begeistert von euch, weil wie gesagt, Körpersprache, auch aus meiner Erfahrung heraus, so, es hat bei euch Klick gemacht, ihr seid schlau genug, das zu verstehen. Jetzt ist die Frage, wie ihr ab jetzt handelt, weil wir bewerten Menschen nicht nach dem, was sie sagen oder denken. Ach, ich denke, ich bin auf jeden Fall gegen Rassismus und dann gehe ich rum und bin rassistisch. What the fuck? So, ich kann doch nicht sagen, ich denke, ich bin für Frauenrechte, ich gehe rum und schlag Frauen in die Fresse.
Ich würde sagen, das ist schon aktiver, als das Fleisch im Supermarkt zu kaufen, was so perfekt präsentiert wird.
Aber pass auf, das Ding ist aktiver, als mit Geld zu verlangen, dass das weiter passiert, wird es nicht. Verstehst du? Du hast immer noch eine Entscheidungsgewalt. Ja, aber du verlangst, dass das in deinem Namen passiert. Spätestens jetzt bist du dir darüber bewusst. Das heißt, jedes Mal, wenn du nicht vegane Produkte kaufst, verlangst du, dass das weitergemacht wird. Das Geld behält nicht der Supermarkt. Der Supermarkt kauft Produkte ein, und zwar die, für die er am meisten Geld im Verkauf bekommt. Ne?
Ja, ich wollte jetzt nicht... Ja, fix, das stimmt schon. Aber ich meine, ich hoffe, du verstehst.
Ich verstehe, dass der Aspekt Bequemlichkeit ein großer ist. Der soziale und auch der... Ja, ich verstehe das. Verstehe ich. Aber denkt ihr, ich bin deswegen vegan geworden, weil es total bequem war, vegan zu werden? Oder denkt ihr auch, natürlich nicht. Als ich vegan geworden bin, gab es noch nicht mal vegan Feta, vegan Honig. Meine 2 Lieblingssachen, Honig und Feta, gab es nicht. Was habe ich gemacht? Ich war trotzdem vegan, weil es das mir nicht wert war. 2 Jahre später gab es das und jetzt haben wir alles an Ersatzprodukten. Wir haben den geilsten Scheiß. Wir haben Beyond Meat, wir haben diese ganzen Ersatzprodukte. Muss man nicht essen, kann man aber. Geil, weil Beyond Meat Burger ist insanely good. Und von daher, das Einzige, was euch jetzt noch abhält, sind eure Ausreden. Aber Ausreden nicht so gut aus Sicht der Opfer. Lösungen besser, Also, handeln wir ab jetzt weiter tierfeindlich oder sind wir ab jetzt vegan?
Wir versuchen es.
Versuchen wir Gerechtigkeit oder machen wir es, weil wir vernünftige Menschen und keine Barbaren sind?
Es ist schon schwer, nur jetzt durch ein Interview seine ganzen... Natürlich wäre es am besten, aber du gibst deine ganzen Gewohnheiten auf einmal auf.
Ja, natürlich, habe ich auch gemacht über Nacht, na klar.
Ich habe es auch gemacht.
Ja.
Ja.
Let's fucking go!
Ja,
Ey Leute, wir können so viele Sachen machen. Wir sind die krasseste Spezies auf dem Planeten, was das angeht, wir setzen uns Ziele, wir sind diszipliniert, wir ziehen das durch. Wenn du heute feststellen würdest, du hättest auf einmal eine Allergie gegen alles Tierische, was man kaufen kann, dann würdest du auch einen Weg finden und würdest nicht, verstehst du? Und jetzt geht es aber um Leben und Tod. Ja eben, und jetzt geht es aber um Leben und Tod von jemand anderem. Es ist auch viel dringender als eine Allergie, oder?
Ja, das sicher.
Okay Leute, ihr seid jetzt alle aufgeklärt. Ab jetzt liegt es nicht mehr in meiner Hand. Ihr habt literally alles in der Hand, die Aufklärungsmaterialien.
Darf ich noch eine Frage?
Bitte.
Kennst du den Film Game Changers?
Kenne ich, kann ich nicht empfehlen. Ja. Da ist sehr unwissenschaftlicher Humbug drin, kann ich nicht empfehlen.
Na, das war einfach nur...
Ja, genau, richtig. Was ich euch aber empfehlen kann, ist auf den Flyern, die ich euch gegeben habe, auf der Rückseite ist ein QR-Code. Ohne Registrierung, ein Klick entfernt, gibt es eine Dokumentation, die heißt Dominion. Schaut sie euch an und schaut bitte, was ihr verlangt, solange ihr nicht vegan seid, okay? Könnt ihr mir einen Gefallen tun, bitte? Bis ihr das geschaut habt, bis zum Ende. Verlangt keine weitere Tierausbeutung. Könnt ihr das bitte machen?
Passt.
Ich werde es versuchen.
Ja, das seid ihr den Tieren noch schuldig, oder? Wie alt bist du?
Wie alt glaubst du?
Grob.
22.
22. Das heißt also, du hast 22 Jahre deines Lebens andere Tiere unterdrückt und ausgebeutet. Kannst du jetzt kurz auf Pause drücken? Bis du dir die Doku angeschaut hast.
Ja.
Okay, du auch?
Okay, ja.
Du auch? Vielen lieben Dank. Bitte sagt nicht nur, was für tolle Menschen und Werte ihr seid und habt und so weiter. Handelt nach euren Werten. Mehr kann ich euch nicht mitgeben, okay? Faust drauf. Vegan für die Tiere, die haben sonst niemanden. Unreasonable people helfen den Tieren auch nicht. Okay, Leute? Danke fürs schöne Gespräch. Habt ein schönes veganes Leben. Bye, 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 bye. So, es war ein sehr gutes Gespräch. Die waren sehr offen, sehr nett, ruhig. Eine kleine Taube. Ach Mist, ich hätte mir mal Taubenfutter mitnehmen sollen. Ich habe heute schon so viel geschleppt, ne? Okay, Leute. Wind auch in Fresse viel. Total supi. So sehe ich am besten aus. So, und wir gucken jetzt mal, dass wir vielleicht noch ein Gespräch ranbekommen und dann, glaube ich, würde ich auch mal Schluss machen, weil Füße kalt, Magen leer, heute noch nichts gegessen, weil ich eine absolute Vollidiotin bin. Ach, Leute, aber das Ding ist halt auch, ich funktioniere relativ lange auf leeren Magen. Und deswegen ist es dann so, ich merke, dass ich Hunger habe, aber irgendwie ist es auch nur so ein halbes Problem. Ich habe früher mal, als ich noch übergewichtig war, habe ich mal gefastet, 35 Tage. Ja, habe ich einfach überstanden. Hallo. YouTube. English, German?
English, little.
I love German. Ja. Sprachbarriere, damit können wir nichts anfangen. Ja, ich weiß, ich brauche Nahrung und ich versuche auch besser darin zu werden, aber es ist nicht so einfach. Hi, Deutsch oder Englisch? English. Do you want to test your values?
Yes.
Okay, I'm live on YouTube. Do you want to be on screen?
Yes.
Okay, come here.
Okay.
What is your name?
My name's Elias.
Elias, such a beautiful name. Hi, my name is Alex. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Nice to meet you. I'm from Syria.
Syria. Hi, welcome to Berlin, I guess. You can step in a little bit more.
Okay.
My God, the wind is killing me. Okay, I will test your values, Elias. So, do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress and discriminate the powerless?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I agree. But what if someone is stronger than you? Would that be a good reason?
It's unfair, absolutely unfair.
Yeah, I agree. But what if someone is more intelligent than you? Is that a good reason to oppress and discriminate you?
Well, I believe that regardless the intelligence level of a human being, it's an original right for a person to express their opinions.
Okay, so we should rather protect someone who is not as intelligent as we are. For example, disabled people, we should protect them and not exploit them, right?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. But what if someone has a different skin color or gender? Is that a good reason for discrimination?
Not at all.
I agree. But what if someone is not speaking your language?
It's also
Not a good reason.
not a good reason. It's not related.
Exactly. But what if someone has a very hairy arm? Is that a good reason to oppress them?
Not related.
Yeah. But what if someone has pointed ears?
Not related.
I agree. But what if you, Elias, would have a benefit due to the system that you're both in if you oppress someone else? Should you do it?
Well, I think no.
Yeah,
Because,
I agree. So it doesn't matter what DNA someone has, we should be fair to others and think about their interests too, not only our interests, right?
Right.
Okay, Elias, this far we have the same values, but now watch your emotions, please, okay? Do you think that we should oppress and exploit the other animals?
No.
Yeah.
No, we should contribute to the growth of the animal kingdom and the other components of nature as well.
Yeah. So we should not disregard their interests and use them for our benefit, right? It's unfair.
I agree.
Yeah. But are we doing that?
We are far from that. I believe that we still have a long way to reach this point that we respect the nature as well and we contribute to the growth of nature.
Yeah. But what about the other animals that we exploit and discriminate for food, clothing, entertainment, testing, the pet breeding industry, and so on? Is that fair to do that to them?
No, not at all.
Not at all, right? So, Elias, you have beautiful values. You have values like I have. But I think maybe, because I think you would have already told me, I think you are not living up to your own values yet, right? I mean, are you vegan?
I tried. I had an experience for half a year, like 5 years ago. It's interesting, absolutely interesting, that how our diet has changed during few decades. In a few decades, our diet has changed a lot. So yeah, I thought that it's interesting. It's really interesting, and I look up to vegans, and I think it's a good way of living.
Can you tell me, please, what the definition of veganism is? Do you know what it is?
It's very related to a plant-based diet, and nowadays we also hear about garments that are vegan, or home appliances as well that are vegan too.
Okay. So I'm obviously vegan and an animal rights activist, and I'm here to educate the public, which is you right now. So, Elias, veganism is the principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. And as a consequence, of course, we don't eat them, we don't wear their skin, we don't test on them, and so on and so on. Does that align with your values?
It aligns, absolutely aligns.
Okay, Elias, so now here comes a hard question, okay? How many more animals should be exploited for you from now on? What do you wish for?
Zero, absolutely zero. And exploitation, I think it comes into levels. I think that modern diet doesn't align with the benefit of nature.
Yes.
It requires lots of modification on different levels. Yes, I think we eat too much animal-based diet. This should absolutely be reduced. I support that. Yes, we should increase awareness about this. I believe that it doesn't come in once. It comes gradually. We should gradually return to nature, respect the nature more. Sometimes I feel that it's a little shocking to tell people that they are doing it's very wrong, but I think with soft force we can influence people to be more respecting the nature and bringing them to back to nature.
Okay, so let me be the soft force here, okay, Elias? Because you just said a word that is a little bit of a red flag in my ears always when I hear it. It's the word reduce. Because when you say let's reduce the amount of animal products we eat, it translates in my head to let's still exploit other animals, although we don't have to, but do it a little less. But you would agree, I think, from your victim's point of view, it's still not fair, right? So when you have other options, you have the option to exploit an animal to death and to demand it, that it will continue with your money, or not doing it. What's the better option from the animal's point of view?
I think we have the same values, but in order to bring it to the ground, how to achieve it. I think a gradual change is better than nothing.
But changing because you understand it is the most preferable option from your victim's perspective. I think people always like to present me with these two options, which is in the human context. Let me give you just another example to make it very clear how urgent this is. I think it's better if my husband beats me 5 times instead of 7 times per week, and it's better if he hits me with a stick, with a twig, instead of a metal pipe. Of course, it's better. But the third option is that he's not doing it at all. And of course, I would prefer that he's not doing that to me. And so we don't have the option between consuming a lot of animal products and consuming less, reduce, blah, blah, blah. We also have the option to not exploit them anymore, when we understand that they are not resources for us to use. So do you think that other animals are resources?
First of all, I separate between human rights and animal rights. And I didn't like the comparison. Yes, if we say at a company we have human resources, then then animals are also resources. How to deal with human resources or animal resources should be considered carefully and with respect.
So there is a difference between, as you said it, between human rights and animal rights, because humans have rights. And when we say human resources, it's still within a framework of, well, they still have human rights. They still can figure out whether or not they sign the contract they were working in. Of course, working conditions can always be better, I agree. But it's still not on the same level as someone views your entire body as a physical resource that we can control the breeding system, take the babies away and decapitate at any given day. You are safe from that. The other animals are not. So there's a huge difference, of course. And of course, there are differences between us and other animals. But as we just proven, none of these differences are relevant when it comes to the question, should we exploit them to death or not? It's not relevant how someone looks, talks, walks, how intelligent someone is. It really doesn't matter. But what matters is our subjective experience. So you have a subjective experience of your life. Why is that? Because you're not an object. You are a subject of your own world. You have a brain, a central nervous system, you have own interests. You prefer to stay alive, to have rather good experiences than bad experiences, you know, all these things. To not have pain, except for maybe people who are into BDSM, I don't know, but it's consensual pain, okay? But the other animals have all these things too. They also have a subjective experience because they're not objects, but when we are not living vegan, we are using them as objects. We are using them as vending machines for milk and eggs and skin and flesh, although they are sentient, thinking, feeling individuals. Don't you think it's a little bit fucked up to do that?
I partially agree. I believe that human rights come in order, so there are from less important to more important rights. Also believe that also the rights of nature come in order. Yes, in modern world it's too much violation for nature, too much violation for the animals. If we go back like a century, then we had more rights for the nature. The mass production of dairy or animal-based diet products has a lot increased. We increased the violation of nature, of the animals, the use of chemicals, of other stuff that violates the nature has increased. So if we return to previous levels, it's a good contribution to nature. We consumed, for example, dairy once a year or animal-based products once a year. It's better than the mass production. It's a different story.
But I get the point. Can I reply to it? But don't you think that you know, there's a bit of a difference between, well, we had to do it for survival and it was necessary in a way, of course. But nowadays we have other options and it's not necessary anymore to do it at all. And also just because we've been doing something for a very long time, it's not a good reason to continue to do it, right? I mean, we've oppressed women for a long time, we've enslaved black people and other races for a long time, but we wouldn't use that as justification and say, well, we should go back then because then we've done it in a different way. I think when we recognize oppression and when we recognize that we're violating the rights and the interests of someone, that we need to take responsibility in our own actions and act accordingly to our values. So when we say, of course we should respect other animals, we cannot use them as resources, we cannot eat them, wear them, and so on. And so do you think that you have a responsibility in the matter too?
I'm not very far from this. I agree. I totally agree.
So when you say 0 animals from now on should be exploited and ultimately exploited to death for you, you know that there is a way to do it. It's called being vegan. And actually, I always say, Elias, you can actually throw confetti. You never have to do it again. You can just decide, you know what, from now on, I will respect animals and I will not violate their rights anymore. And for you, it is so easy to do because you are the powerful one, but they are the powerless. They are completely at your mercy. So even if you buy one single animal product, it means down the line, there was one animal who was exploited for that. And when you buy these products, specifically when you buy them, you demand it to continue with your money. You demand it with your action. So when you say we should not do that, I think it is very urgent from your victim's perspective to stop right away, because I would wish that if I would be in their position. I don't want to be exploited. And if someone would do it to me, I don't care how many more animals or humans it would be before or after me. I would care that they stop exploiting me as an individual, as a subject, you know? So what are you going to do from now on?
Well, I'm not an activist, but in my opinion, human rights come before animal rights. If I am to increase the awareness or talk about what humans are suffering in the world, to very close time, people in Syria were oppressed, kept in underground prisons.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Standing up
and
for human rights.
Elias, don't get me wrong. You can stand up for that and
yes.
you can care about human rights, you can
Exactly.
speak up and fight for them all day long, but at the same time, you can stop exploiting other animals. It can be at the same time. You don't have to put any focus on that more than you do it right now. Because let me phrase it like this, Elias. When you go into the supermarket, you have to make a decision what to buy. Either way, you will make a decision either way. So why not make a decision that is not exploiting other animals? When you have to make a decision either way, you can't just make this decision then. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And so
Totally agree. But yes, I stress that in my personal priorities of values, humans comes first. Yes, if there are any place in the world where people suffer, then it's a priority to talk about. From my opinion, if we are the capital is benefiting behind it, vegan is not a short answer. It's a long answer, in my opinion. It's not about diet preferences. It's about an attitude towards the nature. To make a long story short, to improve people's attitude towards nature is not about changing their diet. I agree that their dietary habits, is a big component, but there are other parts of the puzzle that are missing. If you are buying from the same capital that is harming the plants, it's also questionable. How can we manage a plant-based diet for the masses? Is it feasible or not? So it's not about my personal values, it's about community, it's about laws.
Okay, you have many points. I just want to address them before I run out, because you're my last conversation today. So the thing is, with everything you've just said, once you said nature a lot of times, and I just want to address this one point. Nature is a big word that is meaning something else to everybody else on this earth. It is not that Mother Nature is an entity that has own feelings and thoughts. It is the conglomerate of so many things that we think are natural, whatever that means. You know, you can think about nature as even what we build. Our human nests are natural because we are animals. So it's not really a fixed word that means anything when you really think about it. I know what you mean, but I think the value lies within the rights of individuals who experience the world that they're living in. It doesn't matter if it's made of concrete or made of wood or whatever. I think we should rather look for protecting individuals' rights and not violating them than to just talk about nature as an entity itself, because it's not. That's the first thing. The second thing is I understand that you prefer to care about humans. I get it. But on the other hand, at the same time, you can choose to not exploit other animals. I want to stress this because it's so important, okay? You can be for human rights all day long, while at the same time not exploiting other animals when you make decisions on what you buy, what you put in your mouth hole, and so on, okay? So that's the important thing. And also, I want to give you a flyer. Hold on. Can you hold this and point it into my direction so I can talk? Ooh. Thank you. Okay, Elias. So the thing is, I get it also that you maybe have other priorities, and that, you know, what you just said, veganism is a long answer, and you said it means a lot of things to you, but I want to explain it in a very short way that hopefully opens your viewpoint on that. So, you know, veganism is to the other animals what feminism is to me. It's protecting my rights. It's about me as an individual. So veganism, the word vegan, belongs to the other animals. It is not about health, environment, what community thinks, what other people do, how we produce stuff. These are questions outside of veganism. But veganism itself means to protect the rights of individuals and to not violate their interests, their bodily autonomy, their interest in living and whatsoever. As much as you are very lucky to be a human and to have human rights that protect you from being enslaved and exploited, all those other animals don't have that. Hence why you can exploit and enslave them. And so being vegan means to reject that idea that other animals are here for us to exploit. And when you want to live up to your own values, that's the way to go. It's the bare minimum, actually. It's not a big answer. It's a very short answer, to a very big problem. You see? Veganism equals rejecting animal exploitation. And that's that. Here's a flyer with more
Okay.
information, Elias, okay? Please read it for yourself.
Thank you
Think
very
about
much.
your values, okay? And one thing, on the back side, when you turn around, there's a QR code. It leads you one click away, no registration, to one documentary. It's called Dominion. Have you heard of it?
No, not really. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for expressing your opinion. And yeah.
Okay. And one last thing I want to leave you with, because you just said it.
2 minutes. I have to go.
It's fine, I will leave you. One last thing, this was not an exchange of opinion, because this was a talking about your values, and as long as you're not living vegan, it's an action. It's not only a matter of opinion, it's about you acting towards these other animals violently. And you can stop right now. And that's that. Yeah! You never have to exploit animals anymore. Confetti, you know what I mean? Elias, come on.
Thank you very much.
Vegan for the animals. They need reasonable people on their side, not oppressing them.
As a last word, yes, if I want to stress out, I stress out human rights, because if people were enabled to practice their rights, if we don't have the right to spread our opinions, to spread our ideas, to influence each other, then the nature will not be okay. We are the highest influential component of nature, so we should be empowered to talk, to influence each other, to bring it up. Thank you for bringing it up. I agree with almost everything you've said, but from this channel, I'd like to express that not everyone in the world have access to food.
I'm talking to you. It's about you and your
Some
choices.
countries also doesn't. Some countries they don't say that food is a human right. So it's a big.
If you need it for survival, don't get me wrong. If you need it for survival, veganism is a way of living, not a way of dying.
Yeah.
You may have to do it, but when you have access to a supermarket where there are all the basic foods available, fruits, legumes, rice, seeds, bread, I don't know, noodles, rice, whatsoever, all these vegan products are like the basic foods are vegan by default, and it's the cheapest food available. So when you have access to a supermarket, you have a responsibility in the matter. You know what to do. I'm not talking about the other people who may not have a chance, but you do. You're aware now. You know what to do, Elias, okay?
Thank you very much.
Let's do this. Have a wonderful vegan life,
You
okay?
too. Goodbye.
Live your values.
Sure.
Bye bye. Okay, Leute. Es reicht. Es reicht, Leute. Wir haben heute hier nur Englisch gesprochen. Ich habe den ganzen Tag Englisch gesprochen. Ich hatte ein englisches Interview und ich habe einfach Englisch hier nur geredet. Es reicht. Okay, Leute, also alle, die jetzt noch mit dabei waren, danke, dass ihr eingeschaltet habt. Wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Livestream. Morgen ist hier erstmal noch was anderes und es reicht. Und ich bin einfach nur hungrige Alex. Lebt alle vegan und alle, die aufgeklärt sind und nicht vegan leben, wie immer, ihr kleinen Tierständer. Ich hoffe, dass euch ein Vogel in euren Mund reinscheißt. Mehrfach und euch jeden Tag verfolgt. Bis auf die Arbeit und nach Hause. Und euch so sehr zuscheißt, bis ihr nicht mehr gucken könnt, was für scheiß Tierschänderprodukte ihr kauft. So, und alle anderen habt einen schönen veganen Tag. Seid richtig laut vegan für die Tiere. Ciao, 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 ciao.